It's December 1st. It's December 1st. Yeah, maybe I should put on some... What do I have here? Animal Crossing winter music. That should be Christmassy enough, right? I think. Probably. Here we go. 走れ鳥よ風のように次見払うパラルパラル I'm so sleepy today. I'm surprised I managed to like remember how to turn on the computer. Like, do not expect good jonging from me today. I don't think I'm gonna be making my best plays today. Pardon me if I forget basic things about streaming. Let's, like, you know, where the greenhouse is in my OBS scenes. Here we go. I'm so sleepy. I'm sleepy. I did a lot of things yesterday, and then now today, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. Oh, and you know what? This week... Okay, bad news for next week ahead of time. So I am working for 7 days in a row. I don't know if they scheduled me like that on purpose or by accident because I didn't realize it, but yeah, I'm not off until next Tuesday. So I'm like, just never streaming again. I mean, to be fair, they're not all like early morning shifts. Like, let me see if I can look at my schedule. Cause yeah, I am. That was like, I was looking at my schedule, I'm like, 7 days in a row? I'm guessing maybe somebody had like requested the, they had like requested one of the Sunday or the Monday off, so they just like moved me around to there. So, all my shifts, okay. Tomorrow, but it's not an early shift, so that's okay. Maybe I can sleep in a bit. Tuesday, or sorry, no, tomorrow's Tuesday. Wednesday, early. Thursday, early. Friday, not early. Saturday, early. Sunday, early. Well, early, but not as early. That's good. Monday, not early. Then I'm finally off for 2 days. Yeah. They give you more days off. No, I mean, okay. It's because I'm still getting 2 days off a week. Because I had yesterday off as well. So I'm still getting 2 days off a week. It's just that, like, I think somebody screwed up when they were, like, looking... Because you know sometimes when they, like, plan things 1 week at a time, and they, like, forget to check the previous week? I don't know. Maybe I could get, like, a day off somewhere if I like switch with somebody, because I'm not entirely sure, because my past 2 weeks have been exactly the same in terms of schedule, so I'm not sure what's going on with next week, but I guess it is December, so maybe the needs are different. I hope you don't have the night shift into the morning shift right after. I have that 1, 2. I have that 2 times. I have that 2 times. Ugh. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know. I might stream... because I'm done earlier on Wednesday and Thursday, so maybe I'll stream on one of those days. Maybe Thursday. A clopen. Oh, that's a word I haven't heard in a while. A clopen. 10 p.m. class end into 8 a.m. class. Yeah, clopen. Clopen. Close and then open. That's a word I haven't heard in a long time. Although, technically, it's not a clopen. It's not a clopen, technically. It's actually, the later shifts are technically a midday shift. So, I, like, leave, not at closing time, but, like, an hour or 2 before closing time. And then whoever I'm with. Because, basically, there's, like, the morning shift, the midday shift, and the evening shift. So, the evening shift person is actually, they come at, like, 5-ish, so that they relieve the morning shift person. So... yeah, technically it's a midday shift, so it's not quite clopening, but like, you know, by the time I get home, it's still like, 9 p.m. or something. But, yeah, that's the Eggy week. I will have to make sure to be sleeping. That's not gonna happen, but I'll have to make sure for it to be happening. But yes, I hope you are having a less sleepy morning. Less sleepy morning to Panis, and less sleepy morning to Shinix, and to Fake Raid, and to Pembu, and to Punkasian, and to Jake, and to Lich Chicken, and to Kuro, and to Unfathomable, and to Soy. Hello, Soy. Hello, Soy. And to... that... okay, that's everybody who said hi so far. I remember when I worked at like a Home Depot type place, moving lumber and stocking, and I get closed at 11 p.m. into 5 a.m. open? Is that like legal? Is that like legal? I thought that there's like, maybe it's only for certain jobs, but I know I've heard some people saying that like legally, there has to be at least like 8 hours or something between when their job starts, or like when a shift ends and when the next shift starts. Like you can't schedule somebody for like an 8-hour shift and then like give them something. I don't know if it was legal, but it happened. That's fair. People do, in fact, do illegal things all the time. That is true. Personally, I'm not a big fan of illegal things, but, like, I'm aware that many people do them sometimes. It's too snowy, put me back to sleep. Yeah! I mean, it snowed yesterday, technically, too, but I think, I feel like this year I was like, I refuse to pull out my winter coat. Oh! Everyone
just found 69 Canadian dollars and 83 cents behind the couch.
The audio alert didn't go off, so I don't know what it said. It's too small. I can't read it.
I apologize if this works out to funny number CAD.
Yeah, so I for whatever reason this year I was like, you know what? I refuse to put on my winter coat until like December 1st. So I guess I need to pull it out now. Because I'm like, I don't like wearing my winter coat. Like, it's a fine coat. It's an okay coat. Like, it doesn't look terrible. It's just that, like, I feel like my coat, like, I get really tired of, I get really, really tired of wearing the same coat every day. Oh, okay. From Tipper from everyone. Hi, Eggy. Thank you for being so thoughtful and delightful. I apologize if this works out to funny number Canadian. It was close enough. It's $69.83. Close enough. Close enough. Close enough. Go cozy mode. Let's go cozy mode. But yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, literally everyone. I'm now imagining that, like, everybody, like, pitched in. Like, someone's like, I'm gonna send money to Eggy. You guys want to send, like, $2? And everyone, like, sends, like, puts in their, like, little $2. Except for one person who puts in $1.83 so they can get it to 69. Thank you for funny number. Thank you for funny number. I really appreciate it. I will be sleepy. It's okay, chat heard it. Okay, are you guys hearing it? Because I'm not hearing it. Because, like, this has been an issue with a lot of alerts. I know there's been, like, a lot of people who will, like, follow or, like, advanced audio properties. Do I have, maybe I have the, because no monitor and output is on. Is there, like, a second secret alert box that I'm not seeing? I don't know why this keeps happening. I heard it. That's really weird, because I didn't. Magical messages that only eggplants can hear. But, yeah. Good morning next time. I am Sluppy. But, that is okay. But, yeah. What are we not hearing? The alerts. I'm not hearing the alerts. You guys apparently are hearing the alerts. Like, if somebody, cause somebody, like, donated just now, and somebody, like, but also, like, when people follow or when people subscribe, I don't hear that either. Sometimes I see it in the corner of my eye on the screen, so if I miss it, I apologize. I legitimately did not hear it. The sound might only be going through the source into OBS. Yeah, I don't know why, because it used to work. I don't know what I changed, if there's some, like, setting that I, like, a button that I pressed by accident. Like, if I just, like, unknowingly broke everything. But yeah, I don't know why. It just, like, I do not hear it anymore. Maybe after one of these days, I'll just, like, take the alert box out and then, like, put it back in. You know, just, like, turn it off and turn it back on again to see if that will fix it. It should be fine, right? Probably. But yes, thank you, everyone. I will use this money, presumably, to go to MagFest. Iggy, hello, Jabre. Good morning. Yeah, I still need to make my plans for MagFest. Okay. So, well, I need to pull up a calendar. What is today? The 1st of December. Because, yeah, January... MagFest is like the 7th. It's like the 2nd week of January, right? It's like the 7th to the 11th, right? I think. Something like that. Because, yeah, I was thinking... Okay. Because you remember how Bodega did a subathon, like, a month or two ago? And she had Eggy Comes to New York as a goal. So I need to I was thinking of maybe doing that, like, before MagFest, basically. So, like, I would fly to New York, I would stay there for a few days, and then I would go to MagFest from there, and then I would go home. So I'm thinking I need to figure out actually, like, the dates for it. I need to talk to Bobebbo about it. Yeah, my Focusrite headphone plug gave out a while ago. I got the sturdiest looking interface I could find to replace it. I don't know, I'm using wireless earbuds as well, so I don't know if that also affects it. It's been a long time since I've used, like, wired earbuds, though. Because, like, I used to have a pair of, like, wired headphones, but I got annoyed with them. Because the cord was too short. So, like, I'd stand up, like, they were fine if I was sitting down, but if I ever needed to, like, stand up to record something, they would just, like, the cord would not be long enough. I'd have to be, like, leaning towards my computer, which, you know, negates the point of standing up. Yeah, 8th to 11th, probably early pickup on the 7th. I don't know. Like, MagFest is a 4-day thing, right? Oh, wait, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Hold on, why did I think the 7th? Oh, you're right. The 8th is the... You're right, the 8th is... Oh, right, because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're right, the 8th is the, That is what it is. That is the Thursday, yeah. My headphones, like, 15 years ago, they came with a cable that was, like, 12 feet long. Unfortunately, my wired headphones were from, like, 2018, and I bought them on Amazon for $30. So I don't think they did not have the long cord. Oh my god, okay, I tweeted about this the other day, but, you know what? I think one thing I need to look into commissioning is an Eggy Sanae face emote. So that we can pull that one up every time the passage of time seems to come up. I was talking to a younger coworker, at work, and, we were talking about video games, And I think I mentioned Breath of the Wild, and she was like, oh yeah, that was my boyfriend's favorite game when he was a kid. And I'm like, what do you mean when he was a kid? And then we did the math, and it's like, yeah, based on how old they both are right now, like when the game came out, he would have been like, 12, 13 maybe. So it's like, oh god. Somebody who was, because the game is what, like 8 years old now? So yeah, somebody who was like 13 at the time it came out would be 21 now. About. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm old now. That's wild. Checking this off the bingo. Yeah, it's a passage of time. It hit me this week. I use the term of when I was a kid kind of ubiquitous. Could mean 6 years old or 24. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like when I was a kid. I feel like my cutoff is maybe like... well, because like... I feel like my cutoff is when I started high school. That's, to me, is when I'm like... Because I'll talk about like... Because saying like, oh, I was into this when I was a kid versus I was really into this in high school, I feel like is like two very different statements. But like the fact that like I feel like either way, like being 12 or 13 still very much puts you, I think, in the kid department. I'm like, oh. I'm not that old. Streamers crumbling to dust. Well, it's like, I don't know, I'm like... I guess I'm just feeling the age gap, because it's like, she's only, like, 5 years younger than me? She's not that much younger than me. But I guess because, in 2017 when this game came out, like, I guess if, like, yeah, if I was... the age I was in 2017, then yeah, she would have, her and her boyfriend, assuming they're the same age, would have still been, like, children. When you turn 32, you consider your 22-year-old self to have been a child. It's very funny. I mean, to be fair, I sometimes consider, like, my, like, 19-year-old self to be, maybe not a child, but, like, definitely more younger and youthful. Like, I kind of love middle school into teen range, but my middle school is joined next door to my high school. I imagine probably, because where I grew up when I was a kid, as in, like, before I started high school, we didn't have middle schools. Like, the school board in that city just didn't work like that. So, like, all elementary schools were all kindergarten to grade 8. So I think maybe that also makes me conceptualize it a little differently, because, like, nobody, like, you don't start going into a different school for older children until you hit high school. Like, it's just K to 8. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that's all elementary school. And then once you go into high school, that's high school, and that's a different thing, right? Yeah, my best friend is younger than me, and his brother is younger than him. That's my connection to Gen Z. I don't know, because the thing is, technically, I'm still Gen Z. I think, according to most definitions. I think I'm actually still Gen Z. I'm just, like, on the older end of Gen Z. I don't think I'm a millennial. I'm at the age where, like, I grew up being told I was a millennial, and then I turned, like, 17 or 18, and they're like, oh, actually, no, we invented, like, a new thing. You're actually Gen Z now. Sorry about that. But yeah, the Switch will be 9 in March. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is, like, an almost decade-old console. But, like, to me, I'm like, Breath of the Wild is, like, a recent video game, right? Is it? I mean, I guess maybe because Tears of the Kingdom came out, so I think it's newer than it actually is. But I'm like, the Switch is a recent console. Breath of the Wild is a recent game. It's easier to infantilize your younger self to compensate for mistakes. Oh, I was just a kid then. I don't know. For me, it's not about mistakes. It's more just like, I did not know many things. There were many things I did not know. There are things, despite everything, there are things that I could do with ease back then that I cannot do now, but there are things I can do with ease now that I could not do back then. Like, was I faster at getting out of bed when I was, like, 21 years old? Absolutely. am I like, I don't know. I think I'm better at cooking than I was at that age. I think I'm better at housework and chores than I was at that age, despite everything. Yeah. I just did not know that many things. Yeah, growing up with DS makes you Gen Z. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Cause like, I don't know, it probably also depends what you mean by growing up, right? Because there's definitely millennials who had a DS. It's just that like that wasn't like their childhood console, right? That was like a thing they bought when they were older and bought it with their own money, right? I had a DS in middle school and I am not Gen Z. I'm assuming you're then are you just like, when did the DS come out? It was like 2005. Because I don't know, I feel like the DS, maybe because the DS was like followed by the 3DS, so I feel like the DS had like a longer lifespan, or it feels like it had a longer lifespan. Because that was like 2004, but like, I don't know, what year did I buy my DS? Hold on, I need to do some mental math here. Because I think I was 8? So that would have been... Okay, so it would have been like a couple years into the DS's lifespan. Because I think what I had was a pink DS Lite, because of course it was. So I don't remember, when did the DS Lite come out? Because I know there was like a couple years between, because I don't know, when I think of a DS, I think of a DS Lite. Like, I think I actually completely missed the original DS. Because I think by the time I was old enough to know what a DS looked like the DS Lite had come out and it became like the more common version of it. Like, I don't think I didn't know barely anybody with like original DS. DS Lite was 2006, I think. Yeah, so it had to be after that, probably, when I got my DS. But yeah, like by the time it came out, like I feel like it like completely outdid the original DS. I don't know anybody really who had an original DS when I was a kid. Everybody I knew had the DS Lite. Not all in the same colors, but like everybody had the DS Lite. Mm-hmm. But also, I guess as well, like, the DS was popular with a very wide demographic of people. So like, because I think when I got my DS, I was like, I think 8, maybe 9 years old. So like not middle school aged. But like, it's also definitely a thing middle schoolers had, and probably also a thing some high schoolers had. Like, it was just kind of popular with everybody, I think. My grandma even had a DS Lite. Yeah, well, I think that one of the things I remember reading about with the DS is that, like, there was, like, a kind of a concerted push to make and market games for people who were outside the usual gaming demographics. Like, I remember hearing that was, like, the main thing behind stuff like Brain Age or even, like, Professor Layton, was to, like, they're like, okay, we're gonna make games for people who don't usually play games. So, like, you know, not the demographics of, like, you know, children or young adults or, like, you know, 20-something-year-old guys. Like, we are going specifically for, like, you know, moms. We're going for moms. Yeah. Want to buy flowers for myself tomorrow? Any recommendations? For what purpose? Like, just for display? Yeah. Egg should sell me her DS at below market price. My original DS, I don't think you want it because it has a sticker skin that's like peeling off and would be a huge pain to scrape off. And also there's something wrong with the top screen, so all the colors are bad. They're all wonky. You'd probably have to pay more in like repairs and cleaning than you would, no matter how far below market price I would sell it for. But, yeah. I won a bright red Game Boy in a raffle in the 3rd or 4th grade. Yeah, Yeah, I think I saved up. I saved up money to buy a DS, I think. I was in like grade 3, or I think, or 4. And yeah, I just saved up. I saved up birthday money. I saved up, like, I think I went to like, my parents had a garage sale, so any of my stuff that they sold, my mom gave me the money from that, and that was also saved up. Yeah. I don't even know where my DS is off the top of my head. I know it's somewhere in the house. I know we still have it. But, because like my 3DS, I know where that is. But like the DS, I'm like, Oh, that reminds me. Oh god, I have so much stuff my mom brought over, because last time I came to visit, my mom was like, hey, can we like go through some of your stuff so that we can like move some of it out, because my parents wanted to paint the room, and so I have like boxes and boxes of like stuff that is delivered from like Eggy parents' house that I'm like, I'm gonna need to unpack all that and handle it. I mean, to be fair, some of it is like anime figures, so some of it is just like stuff I just need to take out of the box, but like some of it is just like I guess some of it too is summer clothes, so that can probably go straight in the summer clothes box, but gone are the days of the affordable handheld. To be fair, gone are the days of the affordable anything. Nobody has bought anything since 2018. It's been too expensive. Egg, hello Defins. Good morning. We're talking about the passage of time again. A number of medical companies might have had some experience developing for the GBA, as SPs were often outright grafted into medical equipment. Well, isn't it too? I remember. Okay, I watched like the Defunct Land video recently about like the animatronics, and like there was a lot of ones that were supposed to be like operated live that were like essentially operated with like, was it an Xbox controller or like a GameCube controller? And isn't like, don't they also like operate submarines like that too? Yeah, unpacking stream, but instead of the game, it's IRL. That would be fun, but also I'm not 100% sure, because I'm sure there's probably something in there with my name on it. There's got to be something, some important document that I'm like, I shouldn't show this on stream. Some picture of myself. Yeah. Sometimes you open the box and say, you're staying in the box. I don't know, because like, I mean, obviously everything I asked for is things I want here. So some of it is like, okay, I had like my 3DS, a whole bunch of 3DS games, a whole bunch of books, like stuff that I'm like, okay, I have space for it here and I want it here. I'm glad I have it here now. But then other things are just like things that I think got thrown in the box because my mom didn't want them in my room anymore. Yeah, the SP had one of the cheapest LCD displays on the market at the time alongside other components. Ah, interesting. Game Boy sewing machine. Oh yeah, wasn't there like an NES? Somebody once sent me something about like, it like obviously the game does not knit for you, but somebody had sent me a thing once that was like, oh yeah, there was like a NES quote unquote game in Japan that was essentially like a Super Mario sweater pattern generator. So essentially like, it would give you like, just like a picture of like a thing. Basically they gave you a pattern. It was essentially just a game that you put into your NES and you like, they would make you a pattern of like a Super Mario sweater, and then you would be able to like go in with the individual stitches and like, you know, zoom in and look at it closer. Wasn't it an NES piano as well? Probably. I mean, I guess it's like, I feel like non-game games have probably existed for a long time. Because like I keep thinking about how like there's a lot of like weird like productivity stuff for the DS. Like there was like, wasn't there like an anti-smoking, like some kind of like anti-smoking assistant game for the DS? And I think there was like also like some exercise fitness type things. Like there was definitely like, there was probably somebody made like some kind of like personal planner for the DS. Like there was definitely, I guess probably because it was portable, so they could probably like be like, well, some people are using this the same way they might use like a cell phone, right? Because I imagine it probably costs less at the time. Well, especially too, because like, this was like right before the invention of the smartphone, right? So I imagine probably for a time, people might have been using their DS as just like an all-purpose electronic device, you know? Honestly, I remember some bookstore had a sale on the DS and my mom thought I needed to wake up for the sale at open to 4 a.m. to make sure I got one. I think it was less about the sale, more a gut check to see how bad I wanted one. This is the test. The tests for the DS. My smoking coach DS. Yeah, that's the one I heard about. Yeah. DS PictoChat. Oh, I remember once. Okay. When I was in grade 5, my class went on a field trip to a different city. So it was like a 2.5, 3 hour ride to get there. But the thing with the bus was because of the like the number of people that were on the trip, it was one of those things where the school, like, they were like, okay, there's too many people to fit on one bus, but there's not enough people for it to be worthwhile for us to, like, you know, shell out for 2 buses, right? So what they did was they had some parents volunteer to drive, you know, like, small groups of kids, like, you know, 3-4 kids, so that, like, you know, whoever couldn't get on the bus would still be able to go, right? So, my dad was driving me and some other friends. But I remember at one point, like me and my friends, we were doing PictoChat in the car. And then at one point we drove like, we were on the highway, right? And we drove like right next to the bus. And I guess we were, for a moment there, we were actually close enough that we could like send and receive PictoChat messages to people on the bus. It was kind of fun. Actually, PictoChat on like long field trips like that was like, it was very peak, you know? Because it was like, I feel like field trips were like one of the few times where most parents would let their kids bring their DS. So yeah, we got to doing PictoChat on the bus was kind of peak. Yeah, field trip bus DS gaming was the best. Yeah, or sometimes too, like if one person, because remember how like Mario Kart DS, other people could still play even if they didn't have the game. So yeah, you only needed like one person with Mario Kart, and they could let in, you know, like how many friends? Like up to 8 people, I think. So yeah, you just need like one person to have the game, and like you got like 8 friends Mario Karting. You know, I miss how simple DS download play was. Like, I feel this every time I, like, set up a collab. It used to be so simple. I know it had its limitations, obviously, like, you had to be, like, close enough to each other and stuff. But, like, I really miss how simple it was. Like, you didn't have to add anybody as a friend on anything. You didn't have to, like, connect to the internet. You didn't have to, like, make sure you're on the same server or anything. You just needed to, like, make sure you had the necessary amount of game cartridges and make sure that everybody was in the same room. And that's the only 2 things you needed for DS download play. Like, yeah. Our PictoChat on Boy Scout trips, I'm sure you can only imagine what a bunch of preteen boys were drawing. I think I will not. I think I will choose not to do that. Yeah, Switch 2 finally brought back download play with some games. Yeah, because, like, I miss how simple it was. It feels like whenever I play multiplayer games now, like, I mean, I don't know, I guess, like, stuff like Mahjong Soul that has, like, a room code, that's alright. But, like, I feel like many times, like, I feel like I'm, like, struggling to set up multiplayer games. Even, like, when we're all in the same room, right? I'm like, man, I miss how simple this used to be. I also remember Street Pass with 3DS. I would drive past my friend's house at like 3 a.m. every night and be like, dude, why were you outside my house? Yeah, I think I had a 3DS. I did not engage with Street Pass that much, mostly because nobody really ever explained to me what it is and what it's supposed to do. So I was just like, why are all these people showing up? Who are all you people? But also, I don't know. When do you think was like the peak of Street Pass? Because I also think I maybe got my 3DS, or at least started taking it places, like kind of after the peak of that. I love and hate Street Pass because there was no one with a 3DS. True. I think the other thing too is like, so I bought my 3DS when I was in high school. So for a while, basically the only place I was taking it was high school, right? So I just kept getting like the same people over and over because it was just like, you know, the people at school who also had a 3DS and who also brought it to school. Like it was just like the same few people. Because it's like, it's not like I was like out adventuring. Because, like, I don't know, even when I was traveling, I know, like, some people who would, like, go to conventions and stuff and take it with them, and then get, like, you know, a bajillion Street Pass from going to, like, an anime convention where everybody brought their 3DS. But, like, I think the thing is that, like, whenever I would go places when I travel, because I'd only travel with my parents because I was a teenager, and then when I would go places, like, usually they would be like, why are you bringing your 3DS? So I wouldn't bring my 3DS. So, like, when we did go places, it's like, yeah, maybe if we ran into somebody at, like, a rest stop or something, but, like, other than that, it's like, no, I'm only, like, there's nobody else with a 3DS inside my, like, you know, inside the hotel. There's no one else with a 3DS, like, in my grandma's house, right? Like, yeah, Mom, I need my Street Pass. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why are you bringing that around with you? Street Pass. Street Pass. The funny thing about Street Pass, I knew all the Japanese games fans in my class. Oh, right, because it would tell you what game you played most recently. It was always very funny, I think, because I feel like I had, like, wasn't there some people on Street Pass who would, like, it's like, my most recent game is, like, settings. Pikmin Bloom Street Pass 1. I don't know, I'm surprised there's no, like, Nintendo Switch version of the Street Pass. Yeah, it's very much a feature that benefited Japan. Yeah, I can see it. Especially, like, if you were, like, out on the, like... Because I imagine probably a lot of people used theirs, like, during commute if you took, like, a train or something, right? But yeah. Pikmin Bloom Street Pass 1. Pikmin. Alright. I think we should continue this conversation while we zhong, though. I think it might be zhonging time. Let me go to zhong. Oops. Zhong. Gaming. Zhong. Alright. East only. Alright, 75980. 75980. And I will pin that for those coming in the future. And I will do the same on YouTube. 75980. 75980. 759. Wait, hold on. 80. There we go. I almost made a typo there. I almost spread misinformation about about what the code is. May I join in? Yes, you can. Everyone is allowed to play. The only rule is to make sure that other people get a turn, so like don't like try to avoid playing for more than like one game in a row, but like if we're waiting for 9,000 years for other players to join, then by all means hop back in. Eggy, should my New Year's resolution next year be to learn how to zhong? That's not a bad New Year's resolution. It's also not one that I think would take particularly long. I feel like you could probably clear that in like a month or two. Like it's not exactly like a difficult resolution. Oh god, I'm gonna have to have New Year's resolutions. I don't think I got any of mine this year. I mean, I don't know. I did take Japanese classes, so technically I did like study Japanese. But yes, oh, and hello, Monterasta on YouTube. Hello. Good morning. Oh god, we're gonna have to start thinking about New Year's resolutions. I have to start thinking about the new year. Personally, I think we should not be allowed to have it be 2026. My New Year's resolution was to only play games in the Japanese language, but it lasted 2 months. Okay, well, I think that your first mistake was putting anything in only, right? I thought it was a banger resolution. You could have just said, I would like to play more games in Japanese language. But no, you said only, which is inherently, that's like saying I'm like never going to eat junk food. Like that's, like we gotta be realistic here. You can say like, it's like, you know, I feel like that's like, you know, it's better to say like, you know, I will eat less junk food, or like I will cut this one specific kind of junk food, as opposed to like, I will never eat junk food. I learned how to in July this year. Go for it. Yeah. There's no downside to learning Mahjong, really. Like, whether there's an upside is debatable, but I can say there's no downside. But yeah. Well, if I said more, then I would say mission accomplished. Yeah, exactly. If the goal was to just play more Japanese games so you could practice your Japanese, and I feel like, you know, I feel like that's more of like a spirit of the law instead of letter of the law type thing, you know? I don't know. What would be my goals? What would be my goals for next year? I want to do more live performances. Like more live in-person performances. So I need to figure out, I need to figure out how guesting at conventions works. Cause like, I feel like, I never know how to like, submit, cause like, you know when they ask for like, we're looking for panels and, you know, events, like, I feel like the only ones that I feel comfortable submitting for are the ones that say they're specifically looking for performers, as opposed to like, cause like, there's some cons that are like, you can submit as like a panel or performance, but I never know how to submit as a performance because all the formatting of everything and stuff seems to assume you're submitting as a panel, so I'm like, yeah, I need to figure out. You know what? I should do a meet and greet this year. I need to figure out how to go about doing those, because I know lots of people. I know a lot of people who have done, like, meet and greets at, like, conventions. Some of them put on by the convention, and some of them were put on by, like, what is it, Mosobox, I think, that does them? Where, like, it's like you're at a booth. You're, like, it's like this company is running their own booth, selling their own stuff, but then they're having, you know, a VTuber meet and greet in front of it. I'm like, I should do that. I should do that. I should do one of those. Good morning, Faye. Good morning, Faye. But yeah. What else? Find a job, I guess. But like that's kind of a given. I mean, technically I have that right now, but that's ending at the end of December. Faye, your resolution should be to know how to spell the Romanized versions of Japanese words. No, I guess I'll continue studying Japanese. I plan to keep taking classes in January. I guess keep exercising. Keep attempting diets. Attempting diets. I don't know, I've fallen off hard in the past few weeks because it turns out that being near a shopping mall all the time will make you more likely to keep buying yourself little treats. I think I need to slow down on the little treats. I don't know, I think my problem is as well is that like the past few days I've been sleepy, so I keep drinking coffee, but the thing is that like, okay, with tea, there are teas that I can drink without having to add anything, right? Like, usually black tea, I might add a little bit of milk, but not that much. And, like, green tea, I can drink straight. But, like, coffee, I cannot drink black coffee. So I feel like when it comes to coffee, I'm like, maybe I just need to, I don't know. Maybe I just need to get more into like drinking single shots of espresso. Because I think my problem is that like every time I want to get a coffee, it's like, you know, another 100 to 200 calories because I have to add, like, I keep drinking stuff like lattes because like I just can't take the Punk Asian just disappeared. I can't take the taste of coffee on its own. Although, I don't know. I think one of the things I've also realized is that, like, I feel like I've come to the point where I realize what I don't like is drip coffee. I think I don't like most drip coffees, because I found, like, espressos, like, flavors of espresso that I think I could take on their own. Or at least, you know, water down a bit as, like, an Americano or something. But when it comes to like drip coffee, I think maybe I just don't like drip coffee. But yeah, no, I can't just keep having lattes all the time because that's 1 billion calories. I saw a tweet recently that was like, oh, and for the lady, a 400 to 500 calorie drink. I keep thinking about that every time I like walk past like a boba place. I'm like, and for the lady. Yeah. I stopped playing games in only Japanese because I was playing Monster Hunter with my friend and he was annoyed. Oh, does it like make the chat or communications or something happen in Japanese as well? Yeah, you want to get Taco Bell. Ooh, apparently they changed a lot of menu to match the USA, so there's a chicken bowl now. Ooh. I don't know. The only thing I've ever ordered at Taco Bell, I think, has been Crunchwrap. I know Taco Bell serves other things. I just see no reason to buy any of them. Because I feel like yeah, I could get like a burrito. And like a lot of these have the same ingredients as the Crunchwrap, but I like the Crunchwrap better. So like, why would I like order an inferior Crunchwrap where I could just have the Crunchwrap, which is the thing that I like? Every Mexican I've met told me Taco Bell is a fraud. Well, yeah, but like I don't think anyone's under the impression that it's like not like no one is under the impression that it's real, right? Like if you're like, I want authentic Mexican food, you're not gonna go to Taco Bell. That's like no one, it's like, I don't know. I guess it's like saying that like grocery store sushi is like the most authentic form of sushi. Like no one is under that delusion. Everyone knows that like, you know, they've made adjustments for the local markets. Yeah, I know what I'm getting into when I go to Taco Bell. Yeah. It's yeah. Man, it is easy to drink calories versus eating them. Like all those sugary drinks is big calorie. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I drink less. Well, I don't know. I think for one thing, I'm not the kind of person. I know some people are like really sensitive to the differences in sweeteners. I am not one of those people. Like, I can taste the difference between like Diet Coke and Coke. However, I also don't care. Is the thing. I'm just like, you know what? It is sweet and carbonated. I'm good with that, you know? Like, I think I drink only, even for like energy drinks, I drink only the sugar-free Monsters. I don't like the sugar-free Red Bulls, but I think that's just because I don't like the normal Red Bulls either, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just like not a. I guess it's more just like I can tolerate it. Yeah, I do not like the aspartame taste, but I can tolerate it if it's the only thing available. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's more just like, it's all right. It doesn't offend me. Some people like really just like they find it too much. I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm glad that it exists, so I can have a drink that's not 1 billion calories, but is still sweet. Like I'm good with that. I can't say I drink like a lot of diet drinks. Like I definitely still drink more water than like more water and tea than anything else. But like at the very least, I know that they exist. You know. Like, I don't have to be the one person, like, at McDonald's who's like, yeah, can I have water with my meal? But I can still order a Diet Coke. Yeah, sorry, can I get, like, a giant burger and giant fries and water? Like... I heard the zero style drinks taste better since it's mixing different sweeteners with aspartame. Well, I don't know, because like I've heard that there's like, because you have like Diet Coke and Coke Zero, and from what I've heard, it's like Coke Zero is also like, you know, sugar free, but I guess it's trying harder to like imitate the actual taste of normal Coke compared to like Diet Coke, which is kind of like its own thing, you know? It's its own thing. Ooh woo. Thank you for your redeem. Good morning. Have you ever tried Coke Life? What is that? It was an experiment made by the Chileans. I don't think they ever sold it here. I don't think it ever made its way here. Drink water? Yes, I will do that. Yeah. I'm a water boy, but I'm just broke. The thing is, too, is I think at some fast food places, the only water that they have available is, like, bottled water, so it might actually cost you more anyway. It was Coke with herbs. It was very strange. Actually, that sounds kind of nice. Did it taste like herbal? That sounds kind of interesting, actually. Maybe the Chileans were onto something. It's stevia. Oh, okay. So was it trying to go for like organic, all natural Coca-Cola kind of thing? Original Coke idea was an herbal drink, right? Well, I mean, to be fair, when it comes down to it, like most things are herbal drinks because we use like herbs and spices as flavorings in most things, I think. So like if you break it down to its bare components, I imagine it still counts, right? But also, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone's gonna be out here being like, ah yes, Coca-Cola, an herbal elixir. I think we actually have laws that if you serve food, you have to serve free water. Maybe we don't have those laws here, because the other day I forgot my water bottle when I was at work, and I went to Starbucks, and I was like, yeah, could I just get like a cup of hot water? And I don't know, maybe if the rules are different for hot water, but they were like, oh yeah, no, we can't give you that unless you buy something. So I bought a can of sparkling water, so now I had a can of cold water and a cup of hot water. And I'm like, I honestly should have just gone to like, I should have just gone and bought a water bottle. Like that would have probably benefited me more and been cheaper. But I don't know. I guess the idea is maybe just like, you know, we're wasting a cup on water. Like we're getting rid of a cup and not making profit on it. But I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm okay with like paying like 50 cents for a cup or something. You know, like if that's the concern, then like I would gladly just pay for the cup and then you can just put the water in and that's fine. Oh, welcome, Call Me Star. Good morning. Thank you for sprouting. Yeah. After I rake all the leaves under the eternal Canadian winter, I go and drink some organic Coca-Cola. It'd be the most Canadian thing. No, but we don't have that here. I don't know, what would be the most Canadian thing? I think you would have to shovel the driveway. Okay. Sorry, I got like jump scared by the game noise. Okay, here we go. Disable voice lines. No. I think no. The most Canadian thing you could do, shovel the driveway, come back in, eat some... I think you would have to eat a breakfast, I think. It would be shoveling the driveway, then coming in and having like Tim Hortons coffee and pancakes and bacon with maple syrup. Oh man, no, we didn't get poutine in there too. But I don't know, poutine is like... I guess you can drink poutine in the winter, but like, drink poutine. Do not drink poutine. You can eat poutine in the winter. But like, I feel like poutine is also like one of those things that you usually get from a restaurant. Like you can make poutine at home, but like, a lot of people don't, I think. Cause like, I don't know, cheese curds are kind of expensive. They're yummy, but they're kind of expensive. Have you ever drink corn on winter? What, like corn soup? Like corn potage? I know in Japan, actually, corn soup is like weirdly popular in Japan. I don't know why corn soup specifically, but like, I'm pretty sure like you could get it from basically like any restaurant, like, or at least any family resu. You would go in and they would have that as an option on the menu. I think even my school cafeteria might have had it. You could buy cans of it from a vending machine. Like, people love the corn soup. There's one particular kind of corn. Oh, are you talking? I think I've seen like corn tea at Asian supermarkets before. I haven't tried it because I don't know. I think it's a Korean thing. I'm worried if I drink it, I'm just gonna get like mouthful of corn, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. But I've also seen like Chinese places before that have like corn milk, but I don't know if it's served hot or cold. It's a one particular kind of corn that people make a drink with it. It takes a spot of coffee or tea. Oh, is it like caffeinated? Is it caffeinated? Koreans love their grain drink, I guess. Corn, barley. Yeah. I think... I mean, to be fair, I guess... Well, no. I guess green tea is a leaf drink, isn't it? I feel like I've seen rice tea. I think multiple countries do, like, rice tea. Because isn't, like, genmaicha... Even in Japan, like, genmaicha is like, a kind of tea with, like, roasted rice or something in it, isn't it? Yeah, in South America, there's purple corn and people make a drink out of that. Ah, okay, so it's like the specific kind of corn. Is it like dried? Is it like done like coffee or tea where it's like dried and then ground up and then you like pour water over it? Or is it like more of like a juice or like a soup? It's made out of powder. Oh, okay, so it's like... It's ground up. It's like dried and ground up. Interesting. No. Soju, rice wine, I think. True. More grain water. I mean, technically, isn't beer also grain water? And so is, not vodka. Is it whiskey? There's some other kind of alcohol that... No! There's some other kind of alcohol that's made from grains. Corn chip tortilla soup is good, but it doesn't have much corn. Yeah. Thanks for the points. I'm sleepy, okay? This is, crime. This is crime. You're stealing my points while I am sleepy. For the purple corn drink, the corn is typically boiled along with spices like cinnamon and makes a deep purple juice that is served in ice. Okay, so it's served cold. And you said it's like coffee or tea. Is it like bitter like that? Do they have to like, do they add sugar or anything to it? Oh, it's not, it's served hot. I'm hearing conflicting opinions. This is a regional thing. I mean, to be fair, both tea and coffee are also served both hot and cold, right? And... I will take this, though. Yeah, they add sugar, sometimes a bit of lemon. Oh, okay. Corn. Corn drink. Yummy corn. I haven't had corn in a while. I guess it's, well, popcorn. I've had popcorn. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not a huge corn on the cob person. I feel like outside of popcorn, I don't drink a lot. Well, I don't drink any corn, but I don't eat a lot of corn. I mean, Well, I mean, maybe, okay, I don't eat a lot of corn directly. I think I might have tortillas in my fridge. But I don't know. I'm also confused at this point. Because I feel like whenever I go to the grocery store, there's many different kinds of, like, countries all around the world have all come up with the idea of, like, a flat bread, right? But I feel like I'm getting more and more confused at, like, what makes each thing different. Because, like, there's gonna be tortillas. Tortillas I know are tortillas because tortillas are made with, like, corn instead of wheat. That, I got that. Tortillas are separate, they're their own thing. For me, I think where it's getting, more confusing for me is the difference between, like, a pita and a flatbread and naan. Because I feel like I keep seeing those things used, like, interchangeably, and I'm not sure which is which anymore. Your zhong plays always make me suffer, especially when you can go all full flush. I see a stick tile. I mean, okay, well, how about you join the game and see if you do much better? Let's see you play the zhong. I don't see you in here. Let's see you try to zhong while yapping about pitas and tortillas. I know either. I put some Texas chili and Greek yogurt on Indian naan the other day and it was great. Yeah, because I'm like, sometimes I think that maybe there's gotta be at least one company that's just using, like, pita and naan interchangeably. Because I feel like there's definitely been times where, like, I've looked at, like, the bag for something that I'm like, okay, this is probably a pita, right? And then it's, like, labeled naan, and I'm like, is it? Is it? Maybe pitas are supposed to be, like, because you know sometimes you'll have, like, stuffed pitas where they're, like, the inside of a pita is kind of empty, like, you're supposed to, like, kind of split it open. And then I guess naan just is not like that. Oh, thank God, somebody else got wronged. It wasn't me. Yeah, naan is thicker, I guess. Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I'm still a little confused on that. Because, like, I'm like, okay, on one hand, I think naan, the idea of naan is that, like, pitas can be hollow because you're supposed to fill them with stuff, and naan isn't. But then sometimes I'm like, wait a second, no, cheese naan. Cheese naan is full of cheese. They gotta get the cheese into the naan somehow, right? But, like, I don't know, maybe cheese naan already has the cheese baked into the naan, like, beforehand? Yeah, my local place makes thin naan. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I feel like whenever I've had, like, Indian food, it's mostly been through Uber Eats, and I feel like I'm always gambling about whether they're gonna get the correct type of naan. I feel like there was once I ordered, like, I think once I ordered cheese naan and I got butter naan. I ordered garlic naan and then I got normal, like, plain naan. And I'm like, at this point, I'm just like, I feel like it's just, I think I talked about this on previous stream. I'm like, this is just like naan roulette. Like, at this point, it's like, just order a naan and then, like, we're gonna bring you whichever one we have available here. Isn't cheese naan just cheese into, like, raw dough bake? That's probably what it is, I imagine. So yeah, I guess maybe naan isn't, like, supposed to be split through the middle. My dudes never mess up the naan. I don't know, maybe it's just, like, the one place that I keep ordering from. Because, like, it tastes good, but, like, they keep getting the order wrong. Maybe it's a problem with, like, the Uber Eats system or something. I don't know, I feel bad though because, like, I don't like the way that Uber Eats does, like, if something is screwed up in your order, right? Because basically if something is screwed up in your order, they essentially, like, refund it to you in, like, Uber Eats credit, I guess. Because what keeps happening is, like, because, you know, if you're in a restaurant, right? Like, if you are eating in person in a restaurant, and they messed up your order, like they gave you something that you did not order, or like they forgot something. If that was the case, right? they wouldn't refund you. They would just go back to the kitchen. They'd be like, oh, sorry, and then go back to the kitchen and then ask to make another one, right? So I remember, like, I feel like every time that they've messed up for my Uber Eats order, I'm like, I feel bad because it basically is like I'm essentially asking the restaurant to give me a refund because that's the only way, and I'm like, that feels bad. I don't like that. Like, I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to, like, lose money. I just want to have the thing that I ordered. You know? Naan is kind of hard to transport fresh. I don't know. The ones that I've been going to, they just kind of, like, wrap it in aluminum foil. I think the place is, like, not too far from me. So I guess the driver is able to get it there in, like, before it gets cold. Yeah, I refuse to use Uber Eats. I don't know, as somebody who does not have a car or drive, then sometimes it's the only option. Like, I feel like I only use it in a few, like once in a while. I'm not like a super common Uber Eats user. It's mostly either if I'm sick or if it's like super late at night. Like, I think the last time I used it, it was like, okay, you know the day that I, like, bought the halloumi and then realized after the next day that I left it in my bag and I could not make the very halloumi-based dish that I was planning to make that night? So, yeah, for me, that day I used Uber Eats because I realized that the halloumi had gone bad and then I, like, sulked about it for, like, an hour. and then I ordered something on Uber Eats. It's just one burger, it's not that hard to carry. It's not the burger, it's not the carrying that's the problem, it's the distance. Because it's like, yeah, I could go get this myself, but like, at that, especially if it's late at night, it's like at that hour, that's gonna be like an hour-long trip there and back. Or like, they're gonna be closed by the time I can get there, you know? Yeah, my place has parchment paper and foil. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one that's done parchment paper, but maybe it's to stop it from sticking to the foil, but I feel like that's never really been a problem. Yeah, I only get Uber if I get a discount. That's true, sometimes I do have like sales and stuff. You're a kind soul that lives in the forest. No, I'm a kind soul that lives in a suburban neighborhood. Like, it's like, yeah, I could walk there, but like, it's far. And also like, on the way back, my food's gonna be cold by the time I make it home, you know? Alright, good job, Punk Asian. I'm really sleepy this morning, in my defense. GG to everybody else. GG to Caveman Joe and Newfie. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. Car-dependent infrastructure moment. Yeah, and also too, like, because it's like, okay, in my defense, there are some places that I can order Uber Eats from that are within walking distance for me. Like, you know, within like 10-15 minutes. There are a couple. But most of the ones that I'm looking at are like they're a quick drive, but they would be like a half-hour walk, you know? Like, they're far, is what I'm saying. I guess because like the catchment area for Uber Eats is much bigger than just walking distance. Data this week, 5 happy wax, 3 tired of wax. Despite having a good of wax, she's still tired. It happens. It changes from day to day. I think last time you said... Oh, yeah. Last time you said you would do more covers. Oh, yes, for New Year's resolutions. Technically, I did put out at least one cover this year. I have another one that I, like, recorded back in, like, the summer. And I think I just need to ask somebody else to help with the mixing because, I tried to do it myself and crashed out about it. I have, like, the video and stuff ready to go. I just crashed out about the mixing part. Tangentially related question, can you eat in a moving car? I get too dizzy. No, eating I think is fine. One of the things I think I used to be able to do, but can't anymore, is play video games on the bus. Weirdly enough, in a car, I guess maybe because a car is smoother, I feel like in a car I don't have any problems. But, like, I used to be able to play, like, I used to spend so much time on the bus playing Fire Emblem, like back in 2019 with zero issue. But then like lately when I try to play video games on the bus, I get like really motion sick. So I don't know if that's like a me problem or a bus problem, or maybe I'm just playing a different kind of game and that's affecting me differently. But yeah. Do you have a nice tutorial for audio mixing? No, I don't. I don't, because if I did, I would be following it and not crashing out every time. Because here's the thing, Faye, the thing with mixing is that I don't think it's a thing you can learn like purely from, like, I guess you can learn from like videos and such, but like you can't just watch a video and be like, okay, I know how to mix now, because if it was that easy, then people wouldn't be charging this much money to do it, you know? Like, I am not the best person to ask because none of the tutorials have worked for me. I follow them and I still sound bad. So, yeah. But yeah, I've never had an issue with eating moving vehicles. Yeah. Does that mean if I have a good mixer, I can sound good? Yes, more or less. Like, it depends what you mean by sounding good, but like, you know, mixers are like, they're still mortal men. Like, they're not like magicians or anything. But like, a good mixer can make you sound quite good. Technically, yes. Yes. But I am just not a very good mixer. It's one of those things where it's like, you need a trained ear, not necessarily to hear that something is wrong, but to like know exactly what's wrong and how to fix it. And I think that's my problem, is that like, I can only get so far by like, because I feel like a lot of people, I feel like mixing is also one of those things where it's like, I feel like a lot of the advice I've been given is like, just play around with stuff until you figure it out. Because I think that's how a lot of people learned, but like, that's not working for me. Because I'm just like I can only, I can't identify. I'm like, something is always wrong, but I can't identify what it is. Or like, it's also too, like, I can't identify, it's like, is this a problem with my recording or is this a problem with the mixing? Melodyne hates me. I think I don't know if I'm screwing up something in Melodyne, because I feel like every time I use it, it like, maybe I'm singing in a very slidey way and it doesn't know how to work with that, but like, I feel like every time I try to go into Melodyne, it like never knows when my notes are ending and beginning. Like, I spend so much time just splitting all the notes because it keeps splitting them in the wrong places. And I'm like, I feel like everyone else loads their like vocals into Melodyne and it just splits them all perfectly. And for some reason, mine, it just refuses to do that. Isn't Melodyne like $900? Depends which version you're using. Some of them are cheaper than others. A lot of it is what you're going for. EQ is a big part of mixing. You can radically change the sound. Yeah, and I feel like every time I mess with it, I just sound like I'm under the water. I don't know how to make EQ work for me. I understand. I've watched tutorials. Like, I've read about it. I know what EQ is and what it's supposed to do. I don't know how to apply that to my own voice. Are you sucking out the mid? Maybe. I think my problem is that, like, I don't know which part of my voice I'm actually supposed to emphasize. Like, I understand, like, it's a thing that, like, varies by style, but, like, I don't understand. It's like, I know that the idea is that, like, you're supposed to, you know, make frequencies louder or quieter in order to, like, emphasize certain parts of the sound. But I don't know for my voice specifically, like, what I should be focusing on, you know? Yeah, what part largely depends on the hertz of the voice recording. Yeah, but I think this is the other weakness, I think, that I've noticed with a lot of mixing tutorials, is a lot of people, when they test it out on their own voice. Which means that, like, I don't know how to do it on my own voice. Because I do not sound anything like the person doing the tutorial. I'd assume you want to scoop the low end. I mean, usually that is what I've been told to do. Like, hold on, I could probably pull up the EQ. I don't think I can put it on the screen. But, like, let me just take a look at the EQ that I have for my, like, stream audio. Oh, okay, so I'm actually just using 3-band equalizer on like the default OBS built-in one, where I have, I don't know, they're all kind of equal, I think, actually. What is this? No. Yeah, I feel like low end, though, I feel like a lot of it is like noise removal, like background noise removal, I feel. But yeah, scoop the low end. Yeah, because that's the thing, though, is that like if I scoop the low end too much, then like, again, if it's just high end, I sound very... Also, sibilance. I don't know how to de-S myself. Like, I'm sorry, I'm somebody who, like, enunciates too much. I don't know how to fix that. I already have a pop filter. You're getting by with a 3-band equalizer? Yeah, I don't know. I paid somebody to get on a Discord call with me and tell me exactly what to put into it, and that's what I was told. So, yeah. I only have experience in EQ guitar, I'm just applying the logic there, so there's grain of salt. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is I guess for guitars, there's only so many ways a guitar can sound, right? And like, you know, if you have an electric guitar and another electric guitar, and you're trying to, like, EQ them for the same style of music, then, like, you can more or less do it the same. Whereas I feel like for human voices, you can have, like, one female soprano and another female soprano, and they might be singing the same type of music, but, like, you'll need to like, EQ them differently. Because I guess there's just, like, a bigger variety of human voices compared to instrument sounds. Yeah, there are DSR plugins you can get. You can kind of do it by cutting 5K if you don't have one. I can try that. I just feel like every time I try that, then, like, it screws something else up. Something else gets screwed up. Oh, cheap for you, Iggy. You can become a good mixer. I think what I need to do to learn mixing, though, is, like, tune and mix somebody else's voice. I think I go insane. I go insane when I have to do it on my own voice. I actually don't think human beings are supposed to be hearing their own voice this much. Can you mix my voice? I don't know. Can't guarantee it would be good. New Year's resolution, learn mixing. That's what I said last year too, I think. But every time it's just like, I try, I crash out, I message a friend, I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? And then they end up doing most of the work. I feel like that's how it keeps going every time. The wolf whistling song? Which one? But yeah, keep in mind that, like, the thing with mixing as well is that it can fix some things, but not everything, right? So the things that mixing can fix generally are like especially with like pitch correction, it's tuning and minor timing mistakes, and that's about it. Like, EQ and stuff I think exists more to like correct for the environment that you're in. So like if your recording environment is like, you know, not great, that's mostly what it's correcting for, and to like blend it better with the background music, right? But it doesn't magically fix everything. Like, if you mispronounce a word or get a lyric wrong, obviously you can't really fix that. If the timing errors are too egregious, you can't really fix that. At least not without it sounding really, really weird. You know, if the emotion is not there, if you don't sound confident, no amount of mixing is gonna fix that. I have a feeling I can sing Mephisto. That's very ambitious. I can't even do that. Well, I mean, to be fair, I've also never tried. Maybe I could. Yeah, for 3-band, maybe for full band EQ, you can shape tone a lot. Yeah. I don't know. It's more just like... Also, too, like, the more fixes you have to make, the more, like, robotic you're going to sound. That's, like, one thing you also kind of have to accept, is that, like, if you're doing heavy pitch correction, if the pitch correction is heavy enough, it's not going to sound, like, remotely natural anymore. Like, if you've ever seen, like, a cover where somebody is, like, sounds like a Vocaloid and it doesn't seem to be, like, an intentional stylistic choice, that's why. It's all digital, it's all PC recording, you dingus. Yeah, but, like, okay. Surely you've heard a cover, right, before where... I feel like sometimes I feel bad because I've seen group covers where, like, either, like, it was a group where, like, everyone is good with singing except for one person, or they, like, recorded it in a key that everybody could sing in except for one person. So you just have, like, it's out, like, you just have, like, one very Vocaloid-sounding person and everyone else sounds kind of normal. Like... I'm aware analog is a thing of the past, but I mean, it's more like there's, you know, there's things that sound unnatural in the way that they sound like polished, but it still sounds like a real human person's voice. And there's sometimes I've heard times where it's like, it's not a stylistic choice, but this person sounds very distorted just because of, like, the way it was mixed to try and fix, like, pitch correction. Hold on, I'm gonna stretch. Ugh, we need an Eggy Utao Lloyd. I actually did record one. I'm still, like, I'm still working on, like, loading all the syllables into Utao. Because, like, the thing with Utao is that, like, it's a very tedious thing. And sometimes you just have to lock in and do it. Because, like, I have all the syllables recorded for it. I specifically tried to make, like, a voice bank while I was sick, so that, like, it sounds, like, nasally, kind of, because I'm, like, unique sound. But, yeah, I need to actually, like, load the individual phonemes into Utao, which is extremely tedious, and then I have to oto them. Do the oto in it. For people who have not made an Utao voice bank before, oto is like, or people call it otoing. It's basically, so when you load a syllable into Utao, right? When you, like, take, you know, let's say, like, the ba, you're like, okay, this is the ba syllable, it sounds like ba. Basically, you have to time with each syllable where... So, for instance, like, if you need to stretch, like, the word, or, like, the consonant ba, right? Like, if your syllable is ba, you have to, like, set it up so it's timed in a way that it's gonna sound like ba instead of ba, right? So basically, otoing is, like, the process of doing that timing. Essentially, it's like, okay, this is where in the syllable this needs to be cut off, this is where in the syllable... Essentially, it's like, this is where the consonant ends and the vowel begins. So this is the part that, like, if the note is longer, should be stretched, right? Because otherwise the program is gonna do nonsense. And I'm in Foodie 10, which is also nonsense, but, like, I'll probably be fine. There we go. Eggy Losent. Eggy Losent. But yeah, I don't know. The Utao will be usable eventually, presumably. I don't know, every like few months I'm like, oh, I should finish this, and then I work on it for a bit, and I'm like, I'll do the rest later, and then I forget about it for like another several months. I don't know. I have a lot on my plate right now, but maybe I don't. I think maybe it just feels that way. Because, like, I have to record stuff for Christmas stuff. I have one thing I need to record, and I have another thing that I will eventually need to record once, you know, they send me the, like, sheet music and stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I have a lot on my plate, but I don't actually. Like, I think it's been like that since like October. Like somebody would be like, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm like, I am too busy and do not have the time. In reality, it's like, I have the time, I'm just spending all the time like going, ugh. You know? Surely it happens, it's happened to everybody at least once, right? I mean, to be fair, I guess with singing, it's like, I have the time, but I don't necessarily have the energy. Because, like, that has been something I've been feeling where, like, I guess because this is, like, the most talking. Because it's, like, you know, I would usually do streams, you know, while not working. But I feel like, I guess, like, I know, on Black Friday, I was working Black Friday. And we weren't too busy, right? We weren't too busy. Because, like, I mean, there was a lot of people, but, like, they weren't here for us. But, like, there was a lot of noise. And, like, I found after Friday, like, my voice was exhausted. Because I was essentially trying to, like, I was essentially, like, halfway to yelling just to be heard by customers, right? So, like, there's things where I'm like, okay, I have the time to do this, but, like, I need a day when my voice is not, like, yelling at me for having the audacity to talk normally. Not talk normally, but, like, talk loudly for a brief period of time. Okay. Yeah. And, like, I don't know. It also, like, I can't believe there's stuff going all of the time. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Okay. Can't believe this thing's happening all of the time. Just constantly. And also, I still have to do dishes. Can you believe that? There's so many things happening all the time, and on top of that, we all still have to do dishes. That's the truly unfair part. I should fix that. Oh, I just screwed myself over. Whoops. Oh, thank God. Okay. I was like, that's not the hand I want to go for, but it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, and I still have to do laundry. Can you believe that too? We have to do all this stuff, and we have to do dishes, and we have to do laundry. And we even need to cook food. Unbelievable. Lawn dry. Better go water it. I had to rake the lawn the other day, too. Well, that wasn't the other day. That was like a few weeks ago. Some people find doing dishes therapeutic, not me. Well, to me, it's more just like... It is the burden. It is the burden. Because, like, I don't know. I think for me, it's more like... When I'm done the meal, I want to just be done the meal. But it's like, no, I have to do this extra thing before the meal is actually over. I feel like gardening would be very calming, even if it requires a lot of work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could get into gardening. Like... It is something that requires constant attention, I think. And also, on top of that, I also would have to, like, have dirty hands, which I don't enjoy the feeling of that as much. But again, some people really like it. I don't think it's for me. I think I'm more well-suited to hobbies that you can leave for a long time and pick back up without, like, any major consequences. Like knitting, right? Like, you can start a project, leave it for, you know, however long, and then come back to it, and, like, the project will most likely be, you know, in the same state it was when you left it, right? You don't have to... you don't have to, like, maintain the knitting lest it fall apart, right? The only downside to not working on your knitting project is that it won't be done, you know? I grew some peppers, but I think the sauce I made from them will be gone in a month. Well, I mean, at least you, like, preserve them, right? But, like, I don't know. Preserving food is, like, a whole enterprise. I know, my aunt... She has a lot of, like, maybe not farming stuff, but she has, like, a greenhouse and stuff, and she grows a lot of vegetables and fruit. But, like, whenever they harvest something, it's, like, a whole project. Because it's like, yeah, they're harvesting, but then they're also like, okay, we got all these cucumbers, we now need to spend an entire day canning them. Same thing with tomatoes. Garlic, not as much, because garlic, I guess, has a much longer shelf life. Oh, water the eggplants? Okay. Psh, psh, psh. Okay. Just throw them in a blender with vinegar, onion, and garlic. She doesn't like gardening, which is why she leaves planting new eggplants to us eggplants. Eggplants are different. The process is different. Different to other kinds of plants. But... yeah, I've used a few other spices, but it's enough for a tasty sauce. Is it for, like, use it for, like, pasta and stuff? But yeah, I'm also... I don't know, I have a tendency to forget about stuff. I still have... I don't know. I still have, salmon sitting in the freezer that I bought like a few weeks ago because it was on sale. I don't know if I trust the freezer. I'm starting to have doubts about my freezer. I'm gonna be real. Like a few weeks ago, I had like, you know those like thin like hot pot cuts of meat? I was like gonna use them in something, but then I like took them out of the freezer and they smelled like really off. Something smelled off. So I'm like, I don't know if I trust the freezer. I don't know if there's something wrong with the freezer. I don't, like, cause I don't leave the freezer open, right? But I'm like, should I be concerned about anything else in this freezer? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard. If I had salmon, I'd make finished salmon soup. Yeah, because it's like, I don't know. There's salmon I could probably put on rice. I feel like I'd probably make something fairly simple. Because I've never actually cooked with salmon before, but like I know of salmon recipes. Okay. There's still hope for me. Maybe the freezer needs cleaning or needs to breathe if it's bursting full. Oh, it's absolutely bursting full. But most of the stuff isn't mine, is the problem. Most of the stuff is my grandma's. There's probably a few things that are mine that I could throw out, or at least transfer into a smaller container. Like, I have, like a box of popsicles I think I bought back in the summer. But there's like 1 or 2 popsicles left. I could probably take that out of the box and that would clear up some space. But... yeah, it's... most of it's not mine. It's not mine. I can't get rid of it. It's not mine. Like, my grandma's not somebody who throws away food, regardless of how old it is. But yeah, not good if the freezer can't breathe. I think also too, like, the containers that, like, the hot pot beef comes in are, like, really, really big. So imagine, I think I had it, like, pressed up against a wall. So I imagine the other meat is probably fine. It's just that one specifically because it was, like, pressed up right against the ceiling. Does your freezer have a years-old bag of peas that lives there permanently? It does! How did you know? It does! There are multiple bags of frozen veggies. Because I don't know, I think the thing is like the freezer that I have that I'm using is like, it's my grandma's freezer, but it seems to be the freezer for stuff she generally doesn't use as much. So, like, you know, the stuff she's actually taking out, like the frozen meals or like the meats that she's gonna prepare, she puts it in the other freezer. But like, yeah, a lot of the stuff I have in my freezer is like the year-old bag of peas. You know, ancient peas. When my freezer burnt. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'll look up salmon recipes. I think I still have like a few additional pork chops from the last time I made ginger pork. But yeah, it's cooking. Which again, I guess I haven't had as much time to do lately. Like I feel like I keep picking up like pre-made foods from the grocery store because it is fast and convenient. But I know I shouldn't do that too much, even though it is fast and convenient. Not to be mean to old people, but it feels like a very old person thing to not get rid of stuff that should have been gone ages ago. I mean, I think for some people it's just kind of like how they were raised. Because like my grandma was born in like the 1930s, right? So like, she was kind of like, I guess, born directly into the Great Depression. So I guess these are habits that you probably see your parents do around the time. And you just like pick up for later, right? Like, yeah, no money moment, yeah. Like, these are probably just, like, the way she was taught to do things, when that's not really the way you should do them now. Like, I think I told you guys once about, a few years ago, my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna help you clean out your freezer. And then they found stuff in there that had, like, expiry dates from, like, the 1970s. This was for, like, the big freezer downstairs. There was stuff all the way at the bottom. They found, like, a slice of my aunt and uncle's wedding cake. They got married in, like, 1980-something. They found a ton of tomatoes from, like, decades ago. I remember my mom saying, she's like, we tried to, like, dispose of the tomatoes because it was too many to just go in the green bin. So she's like, yeah, we tried to dispose of the tomatoes by, like, taking them into the backyard and, like, burying them so that they would just, like, decompose there. Hi, I can't see the pinned code. Like in chat? Or is it like not working? We're in the middle of a game, so I don't know what happens if you try to put it in while you're in the middle of the game. It's 75980. Yay! Yippee! Yeah, refreshing should work for seeing the pin. Yeah, I know sometimes maybe it's a problem on Twitch's end. It is pin. It's 75980. I don't know what happens if you try to like enter while the game is going on. It might put you into like spectator mode or something. The description says room code is pinned and you can use it, but I can't see it. Okay. Strange and unusual. But yeah. But yeah, no, anyway, I remember like my mom's like, yeah, we tried to like bury the tomatoes in the backyard, but she's like, the neighbors must have thought we were burying like a dead body or something, because it's just like a bunch of like red slimy stuff that they're like trying to bury deep. Like it was like it was because again, this was like years old frozen tomatoes, so they probably did look kind of like guts. But yeah, no, I need to... I don't know. I feel like keeping the fridge clean is like another, like, Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill. I buy things. They expire before I'm able to finish them. I forget to throw them away. I buy more things. They expire before I finish them. I forget to throw them away. I buy more things. Fridge is always clean if you always eat takeout. Yeah, but then, like, what if you want to eat at a time that you don't have takeout? Like, I don't know. Last night, I ended up having, like... I had bulldog noodles, and then I regretted it. Because it was, like, in the middle of the night, and I was like... Because I got back late, and I was in the middle of the night, and I was like, ugh, I want the worst... I want garbage. I want garbage junk food. And that was, like, the only garbage junk food I had around. But then it was too spicy, and I was, like, up late going, ow, ow, ow. I didn't even pull in the full spice packet or half. I only put in half, and I was still going, ow, ow, ow. The one I have, it was, carbonara. I've been told that creamy carbonara is, less spicy. Like, creamy carbonara apparently is, like, the least spicy out of all of them, or one of the least spicy. So, but I think when I went to go buy them, they only had carbonara, so I just bought that one. And then I'm like, oh, it turns out there's a huge difference. So I'm thinking maybe I'll try creamy carbonara, because I think I'm near somewhere that sells it now. That simplifies things. The rosé is the least spicy? I haven't seen rosé anywhere, though. Like, there's a lot of flavors that seem to exist in theory that I've, like, never seen in a grocery store. I have bulldog now, but I add extra hot sauce to it. Why? Are you alright? Like, I don't think, like, even the carbonara was, like, enough. I'm like, I think if I were to go any level higher, I don't think it would be fun anymore. It would just be going ow, 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 ow. Gotta hit up the Asian market. I'm also looking for, I don't know where they sell these. Somebody told me that, Bulldog also makes, like, instant tteokbokki. I want to try that, because I like tteokbokki. But I have not seen them at, like, a single store. The person who told me about it also lives, like, not too far from me, and presumably is shopping at similar grocery stores to me. So I know that they must exist and they must be sold here, I just haven't figured out where yet. Yeah, Bulldog is for masochists. You can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it gets to a point where it's like, what is the point? Like, I don't know. I just feel like a meal shouldn't make me sweaty. You know? Especially if I'm not making it. Instant noodles should not make me sweaty. They're in the frozen section. Oh, okay, that's why it explains why I've never been able to find them. I'll look there next time. Because, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of things that I've struggled to find at Asian markets because I wasn't looking in the right place. I only found out recently that actually, like, my, like, regular old, my, like, regular old Asian supermarket has umeboshi. I thought only the, like, faraway Japanese supermarket did, but no, it turns out, like, the normal ones actually do have umeboshi. I just couldn't find it because I didn't know where to look. I was looking with, like, the other pickled vegetables, and I was like, oh, I guess I don't have it. But no, it turns out they keep it with the kimchi, and that's why I couldn't find it. So at least I know now. I know now, but it's like, oops. Oops, oops. Spent so much time trying to go to the faraway place when they had it here the whole time. I believe in you, Eggy. One day you'll muster up the courage to ask the store workers. I don't know, they look busy. They're putting stuff away. It's not their fault I don't know where stuff is. Yeah, as Plankton once said, be assertive, that's your ice cream. I am looking for umeboshi. I would like to find the umeboshi. I don't know, I guess also too, even between grocery stores, like even like non-specialty ones, I feel, you know how sometimes like they'll be the same chain, but then they'll have like a completely different layout for each store. So you're like, I don't know. I feel like when I go to like the ones that I'm familiar with, it's like, okay, pasta's right here. But then other times it's like, okay, let's spend 20 minutes figuring out where pasta is. I should buy more pasta. I think I might be out of pasta. I need to go to the grocery store today anyway. I'm out of hummus. And also yogurt. I need to be like fiber maxing again. So I need to get more hummus. I need to get more, I don't know. What are some other high fiber foods other than produce? Cuz like I already have the vegetables. Cuz like I'm already eating oatmeal. We already got oatmeal. We already got lentils. I bought a thing the other week. I haven't used it yet because there's no instructions on it. So I'm like, I bought a thing that was called like soup mix, and it's a bunch of like, I think like barley and lentils and like a few other kinds of grains. And I guess the idea is that you put it like if you're making a soup. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how long to cook it for. There's no instructions on the bag. So I haven't opened it yet. But I technically do have lentils. Apple. I do have apple. Natto. I don't have natto. I don't know. I have miso, so I can make stuff with miso. I have edamame as well. Psyllium husk, beans. Chia seeds. Oh, I do have chia seeds. I wonder, I could probably put chia seeds in my oatmeal. That's probably a thing I could do. Quinoa? I don't know. I'm going to blame my mother in the sense that I refuse to eat quinoa for most things ever again. I think there was like a point, there was a period of time when I was a kid where my mom just got really, really, really into quinoa and we were just eating quinoa constantly. Like, she would replace all sorts of things with quinoa, even things that you probably shouldn't substitute with quinoa. Like, it's one thing to substitute rice with quinoa. It's another thing to substitute mashed potatoes with quinoa. Like, I just completely burnt out on quinoa before I was even, like, 13. And, like, I don't know, there's things that with quinoa I still like now, but I'm just like, I'm on quinoa strike. I refuse, no, I don't care how good it is for me, no more quinoa. I've had enough quinoa. I hit my, like, lifetime limit for quinoa when I was, like, 14. I've had enough. Just make sure to hydrate the chia seeds unless you're doing overnight oats, then it's fine. Okay. I guess I can always keep, like, a jar. This is the chia seed hydration center. Just, like, periodically refill it. Do I need to become a smoothie person, do you think? Do I need to become, like, healthy smoothie person? I have a blender. Do I need to become the kind of person who's just, like, dumping a bunch of, like, kale and apple and, what else? I guess chia seeds into, like, a blender. Like, every morning. Did I want to eat dry chia seeds since they expand a bit? Choking hazard or something? I mean, yeah, but, like, wouldn't they be in your stomach by the time they get to that point? Maybe it does weird things to your stomach. Because, like, I feel like I've put dry chia seeds on things, and nothing bad has happened to me. Yet. Like, I feel like you'd have to be eating chia seeds, like, by the spoonful in order for it to become a choking hazard, right? Like, you'd have to be, like, shoveling an entire spoonful of chia seeds into your mouth, like cereal, I feel like. That's what you'd have to do for it to become a choking hazard, I feel. No, we're not at that stage yet. Okay. Because, yeah, for the record, what I would be doing is, like, sprinkling the chia seeds onto my oatmeal. I am not going to eat chia seeds by the spoonful. Although I did get really into chia seed pudding last year. Maybe I need to get back into chia seed pudding. Like, I feel like I've been having too many treats lately, so maybe I should start making healthy treats again. But, like, I don't know, cocoa is more expensive than it was last year. I used to make it with cocoa powder, which I think is more expensive than it used to be. Eating dried chia seeds without first cooking or mixing them in liquid can be a choking hazard and may cause stomach discomfort. Okay, I guess stomach discomfort is its own thing, but I don't think it would be a choking hazard, would it? Not for just, like, sprinkling it over stuff. But yeah, I made chia seed pudding. I don't know, maybe I should make it fun. Because I feel like when I had chia seed pudding, I was eating it as, like, a breakfast thing. Which it can be, but I'm like, maybe I just need to, like, buy, like, a really nice-looking bowl. And maybe, like, some whipped cream. So I can put, like, a little tiny sprig of whipped cream. Not enough to, like, you know, put it over the edge of not being a healthy snack anymore, but, like, you know, just enough to make it look pretty and nice. You know? What's up, Marie? Hello, Momo. Hello. We're talking about chia seeds. And chia seed pudding. 'Cause yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm having too many treats lately. To be fair though, I'm fully in treat territory, so like, can you really blame me? Can you really blame me? It is treats season, and I am in treats place, so... Again, can you blame me? I'm sure lots of you are also experiencing high volumes of treats. Like, it is treats season. Oh, I need to do Christmas shopping. It is Cyber Monday. Did you end up getting any persimmons? Oh, yeah, I plan to do that tomorrow. After tomorrow, I like made a note. I'm like, after work, I'm gonna bring like a grocery bag with me. After work, I'm getting persimmons. That's happening. I'm getting persimmons. We're getting persimmons. They're in season now. No! Persimmons are happening. Tomorrow. Maybe even today, actually, if the prices are good. Yes. Good job, Punk Asian, again. Thank you everyone else for playing. Could have had 3 Dora. Okay, you still won. What are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? Oh, sorry, I could have won harder. Yes, thanks for the game. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. It is nice and good, John. My maintenance calories are pretty high even when I don't exercise, so it's not a big concern in my life. Wow! Sounds great. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I could have won harder. You already won! It's like I smashed them to pieces when I could have smashed them to bits. I'm gonna live with this regret forever. Maybe this is a good time. Maybe this will be a good time to go take a break. It might be... I feel like I haven't done this in a little while because I feel like I didn't do it last stream. is it? See, it's been so long since I've used it, I can't figure out where it is. Here it is. Eggy, drink water. There we go. It's everyone's favorite time. It's everyone's favorite time. This hasn't happened. I don't think I did this at my last stream, I think. I don't think I did this last time. But it's happening today. It's happening today. Alright, we're pausing the music. We're putting in the brain-empty plink-plonk music. Where is it? Do I not have it on the screen? Maybe I don't. I don't have it. Could I have sworn I had it? Did I delete it? Add it back in. Alright. Plink plonk. It's plink plonk. It's plink plonk. You know, it's ukulele plink plonk. So yes, I will washroom for a few minutes. I will grab my snack, and then we will return. The room code is the same. Feel free to join while I am gone, so that we will continue when I am back. I will see you in like a few minutes. Enjoy whatever face I'm about to make. I almost forgot to unmute myself. See, I told you, I'm gonna forget how the basics of streaming. Like, next thing you know, I'm gonna forget how to turn on my computer. I'm gonna be going on the Discord server from my phone and be like, hey, how do I turn on my computer? And everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's very simple. Just press that one big button on the computer. Alright. The Mahjong continues. We are back. Welcome back. Hi. I'm back. Hi, eggplants. I'm back. I have my popcorns. My yummy popcorns. Oh, yeah. I conceptually understand the struggle of Eggy being on like 1,300 calories a day. Conceptually. Well, it's more just like, I guess some of it is like portion stuff. Because the thing is that like, I'm not like a big eater. Like, I remember having this thought yesterday of like, could I eat a full day's worth, like a full 2,000 calories worth of calories within one meal? And the answer is possibly not. Like, because I feel like even when I've gone to like brunch places, like, you know, sometimes you go to like a brunch place and they'll be like, here's a breakfast that's like, you know, giant crepe or like giant eggs Benedict, and you know, it's like 1,500 calories or something. And I feel like even with those, I usually have to get part of it to go. I can't finish it. So I'm starting to think the only way I could maybe do like 2,000 calories in one meal without, and even at the end, I'd probably be like, ugh. It would be like, maybe if like a lot of those calories are from like drinks. So if I drank a lot of like soda, or maybe if I had a boba as my drink, or like a milkshake. You know what? Maybe if I had a milkshake, because a milkshake can easily be like 600-700 calories, right? I don't know. Oh wait, I just realized the Plink Plonk is still going. Oh wait, no, it's not. We're good. We're good. Okay. Because yeah, I mean, I guess boba. Yeah, that's the only way I think I could do it. Would be like, I would have to have a heavy meal, and also my drink would have to either be like a milkshake or boba. And that boba would have to be like, have all the bells and whistles, you know? It's gotta be like large, have like pearls, but also a couple other toppings. Gotta be a milk tea, gotta be 100% sweetness. I could do 2,000 calories of fast food pretty easy. I don't know, because I'm like, okay. I guess maybe if it's like Five Guys, maybe? Because I feel like McDonald's... Oh, Washroom Text is still up. Whoops. Like, I feel like something like McDonald's is like, if the serving sizes are smaller, it's harder to get there. But Five Guys, maybe. But I feel like I would still feel full at the end. But I don't know. I feel like the only time I've ever... Maybe it's because, like, the Five Guys default is, like, 2 patties. But I don't know. I feel like for Five Guys, the only times I've ever ordered with 2 patties was by accident. Like, the first time I ever ordered from Five Guys, it was through, like, Uber Eats. I was at somebody else's house. So they were like, oh, yeah, do you want something? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll just get, like, a normal cheeseburger fries combo. And the cheeseburger had 2 patties because I didn't realize that was a default and nobody was around to tell me. So, yeah, so that's why I'm just like, I feel like every other time I've just ordered the little, what do they call it? Like the little cheeseburger. Little cheeseburger. Little cheeseburger and little fries. Just cut it in half and save the other half for later. Yeah, but then it's cold. I mean, I guess I can microwave it, but it's cold. I don't have a toaster oven. Because I remember I used to, like, if I had, like, leftover, like, fried chicken or fries or something, and you heat that up in the toaster oven, or, like, an air fryer, it's nice. Because it's, like, it keeps the crisp, right? It keeps them crispy. It warms them up, but it keeps them crispy, right? As opposed to, like, a microwave, where it's, like, it kind of, it's like, yeah, this is warm now, but it's kind of soggy. Yeah. I don't have one of those right now, though. My only option is microwave. Blooming onion from Outback Steakhouse is about 1,954 calories. Yeah, but is that like a thing, is that like supposed to be like a single serving thing? Or is that like a thing you're supposed to split with like 3 other people? What is a bloom? I'm not 100% sure what a blooming onion is either. I'm not sure if they're very common here. Is it blooming onion is like where you like slice the onion, but like keep it all as one piece, and then you like deep fry it, right? Like that's just like, it's like onion rings, but like if you just did it with the whole onion, right? Yeah, cover it in batter and fry it. Okay. I accidentally ordered a Korean army stew when it was in Vietnam. Didn't realize it was a multi-person meal. I mean, it's in the name, isn't it? This is what you make to feed an army. Yeah, you could split or eat it by yourself. Well, I just figured it was the kind of food that you're supposed to have shared because you can like easily pull pieces off of it. Ate it all by myself, like. I'm trying to think. I mean, to be fair, I also have had meals or foods that I've eaten like all in one, like by myself, when it was probably something that should be shared. In my defense, I think it's because the waitstaff lied to me. I think a few weeks ago, I was at a restaurant by myself, and I had my meal, and then I got to my dessert, and I saw something on the menu that was, I'm like, this looks tasty. Is this, like, portion for one person? And the waitress was like, yeah, it's for one person. And then I, like, I got it, and I started eating it, and I'm like, this is definitely supposed to be shared. Hold on, I need some water. It's like, yeah, this is definitely a sharing thing. I definitely should have, like, I don't think I could ask for it to go, but, like, I'm like, oh, this is too much. I don't know, I thought maybe it was called Army Stew because it had convenient ingredients, not because it could feed a squad. That's fair. I mean... I go to a restaurant, or the menu price is expensive for a single portion. Food arrives. Oops, it was a family-style portion restaurant. I run into this so much with Uber Eats as well. Like, I'm like, why is this butter chicken $16? And then I get it, and I'm like, oh, oops, so it turns out this was like this was in fact $16 worth of butter chicken. Which, I mean, I guess you got a container for it, so like technically it's easier to split it up, but... No, Indian food sometimes be expensive for no reason. I don't know, I feel like it depends where you are. I feel like where I live, there's quite a few Indian restaurants, so I feel like the prices are a little lower because I guess they have to compete with each other. Because, like, I don't know why, but I feel like pho, where I live right now, is more expensive than where I lived before. And I think that might just be because, like, I live in an area with fewer Vietnamese restaurants. So, like, they don't feel the need to, like, undercut each other. They're just like, yeah, $17, take it or leave it. Whereas, like, I feel like where I was living before, it was, like, a bowl of pho, like, a small bowl might be, like, I don't know, $12 at the most. I don't know, maybe real estate prices here are just higher or something. Yeah, pho is the most casual soup. $70 is a scam. Yeah, well, yeah, because I'm just thinking because I think maybe because it's... The Vietnamese restaurants where I was living before were largely, like... I think it's also that they were smaller. Like, physically, the store itself was smaller. Whereas, like, the ones here are, like, they're a much bigger property. And also, I think they're one of the few Vietnamese restaurants in the area. So I think because of that, it's like, well, we have a lot of rent to pay, and we have relatively little competition. As opposed to, like, other, I guess, where I was living before, where it's like, okay, the shop itself isn't that big and survives mostly on takeout anyway. So and also we are competing with every other faux shop in the area. So I think that's what it... Pho's got more expensive. It used to be around $13 a few years ago. Yeah, well, I seem to remember, like, pho... When I was introduced to pho, it was presented to me as, like, this is inexpensive student food, you know? If you're, like, going out with friends, you would pay, like, you know, like $10 for a bowl, and then you'd have, like, enough food for, like, 2 meals. And I'm like, I just don't know if it has that status anymore. Well, sounds like bruh. No, bro. I'm aware, I just don't know if it sounds weird when I'm speaking English to say it that way. Can I rejoin for another game? By all means, go ahead. I don't know, sometimes I'm like on the fence about like pronouncing things the way that, like, especially for like loan words or like words from other languages, like I'm on the fence about like, do I sound English? Because I feel like, yeah, it's not jarring to pronounce it right. Yeah, maybe for pho it's a little different. Because you get people who pronounce like karaoke as like karaoke when they're speaking English, and they're not native Japanese speakers, and I'm like, I feel like that one, it sounds it's a little much. You're doing a little too much, I think. Yeah, there's definitely things that sound like flexes when you say them in English. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I know when I was in Japanese class, like, sometimes I would see that the other way around too, though. Like, I think, because like Japanese has a lot of loan words from English, right? And sometimes they're for like very basic things, but I feel like a lot of the times I would see people in my Japanese classes, and I guess I might just be like, it feels embarrassing to say that way, to say like hamburger instead of hamburger. But like, that is the way you're supposed to say it in Japanese. Like, you know, these are loan words, but like you are speaking Japanese. That's just what the word is in Japanese. So you'll get people who are saying stuff like hamburger o tebemasu, and it's like, no, you can say hamburger. I guess people are afraid to sound like weebs. But like, no, that's literally how you're supposed to say it. Like, I think some people like just get a little self-conscious about that. It's like, no, you cannot be cowardly about this. Because especially too, if you're speaking to Japanese speakers, they might not actually, like, they might be more likely to understand if you say hamburger instead of hamburger. Like, just because that's the word. You're saying the word in the language, right? You can't be cowardly about it. Oops, multilingual swapping languages. So when you say English while speaking other languages with foreign language accent. Or, I don't know. I think it's interesting, too, when you get stuff that's like, I think about something like konbini, right? Because konbini came from English, right? Like, konbini came from, like, convenience store, like, convenience, right? So, konbini got, like, taken to Japanese, and now it's, like, coming back into English, but with, like, the Japanese connotations attached to it. So sometimes you get stuff like that happening. Or, what's another example? Oh, there's gotta be another example. Yeah, McDonald's. It's like, no, you can't just say McDonald's. Because that's the English word. That's not the Japanese word. Like, you're already saying the rest of the sentence in Japanese. There's no shame in saying the loan words. Yeah, there's a lot of Chinese words and proper nouns that get absolutely butchered in English. Well, I mean, to be fair, some of it I think just comes from, like, years of weird romanization. Like, to me, it's like, you know, like the city, like the capital of China, like Beijing. Beijing is like the pronunciation that I was always taught, you know? That's the one that they use in the news. That's the one that they use for everything. And then I, like, go back and find out that it used to be romanized as, like, picking, and I'm like, wait, what? That's two completely different words. Which one is it? But I also know that, like, picking must also be sort of correct, because I've heard it being used in other languages as well. Yeah, Beijing's J is, like, is it, like, pronounced, like, is it, like, a harder J? Like, is it, like, Beijing? Like, because I know, like, the J in Chinese is different. Yeah, for stuff with, like, X and J sounds. Oh, God, yeah. I think when I was in high school, there was a lot of Chinese international students at my school, and the office, like the secretary's office, was staffed by a bunch of people who did not know how to pronounce Chinese words. I remember there was somebody, I think her name was Yu Chao, and she once got called to the office, and they just, like, pronounced her name over the intercom as Yukuyo. Like, there's nothing that scares English speakers more than, like, the letter X and the letter Q. But, like, also in our defense, the letter X and the letter Q don't really have, they don't really have consistent pronunciations in English. So, like, in my defense, like, I can understand why somebody would have come to Yukuyo. Ow. I got a hard popcorn kernel. Chinese uses both the top and bottom mouth palettes for the tongue sounds. English only uses the top. Yeah, xylophone, X-ray. But you also get stuff where it's, like, pronounced like a CKS, right? Like, you know, like... I'm trying to think of a good example. Fax. Right? Like a fax machine. Tax. Like, it's, you could almost spell it like tax, T-A-X, is, like, pronounced the same way as, like, tax, like, T-A-C-K-S, except those words mean something completely different. You know? It's like the same thing with fax and fax, right? Where it's, like, fax, F-A-X, as in, like, the machine that sends things through phone lines, versus fax as in, like, F-A-C-T-S, which is, like, you know, things that are true. But they're pronounced almost the same, right? And Q is even worse, because Q, I feel like it really depends on what letter it's next to. We don't actually really have a good sound for Q on its own. Yeah, you kind of have to approach it with the expectation it's not going to match the English pronunciation. Also, too, keep in mind that there's sounds that the English language just doesn't really have. Because you see this with Korean romanization, too. Is, like, there are sounds that exist in Korean that don't exist in English. So the romanization sometimes will look weird, or won't be very, like, intuitive to English speakers. And that's just because it's like, yeah, the sounds don't exist. We don't have letters to represent them because they don't exist in English, right? Yeah, the GGs or TTs in Korean. Yeah, or, how, like, EO in Romanized Korean is actually, like, a short U sound. Because, like, I definitely remember, like, when I was into K-pop in high school, there would be, like, somebody named, like, Seohyun or something. But then you'd have it, like, written down, and somebody would read it out as, like, Seohyun, and it's like, GG, like good game? No, it's more like so you know like tteokbokki, like the rice cake dish. So tteokbokki is actually spelled with like 2 T's at the beginning when it's romanized. Because it's different than if it was like it's a different word, I think, a different sound than if you just had 1 T. But like that's not very intuitive to English speakers, right? Alright, Kong Kong, Kong Kong. Bro is not ready. There, yeah. Yeah, what were some other ones? Like, I think the other thing too is also just like aesthetically. Because I know like with Korean there was like multiple systems of romanizing it and some of them just look kind of ugly. Like, you'll notice that like a lot, I feel like I remember like a lot of something like Park, like, you know, like the usual last name. In Korean it's spelled more like it's pronounced more like Pak. But like that just kind of looks ugly when you write it out in English, I guess, and I guess it's more aesthetically pleasing to put in that R in there, even though it's not really necessary. But like the same thing happens for Japanese. Like there are just some like romanization systems that look nicer, or like like you know how how there's like this one system of romanizing Japanese that uses the letter Y a lot. Because like basically for certain sounds in Japanese, like the word like jo, for instance, like if you have a syllable jo, jo is not actually written out as jo. Like in Japanese, it's written out as like jio. Like if it was like instead of like jo, it's written out like if you were to like take those characters specifically, it would be like JYO kind of. But it's pronounced Jo, right? Like you're not like Jo. It's not like Jo, right? It's like Jojo, right? But there's a one system of romanizing Japanese that uses like the letter Y like that. So like sometimes you'll see it in anime merch. Like sometimes there's like some Monogatari merch that says like Senjogahara and there's like a Y in there for some reason. So yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. Oh, I think the music stopped. Let me start that up again. Korean is basically an expansion pack for vowels, kind of like how Chinese is an expansion pack for consonants. I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know if it's an expansion pack, because there's probably also like sounds in those languages that English has, but they don't, right? It's like how like in English we differentiate between the R and the L, but like they don't really do that in Japanese and Korean. But I don't know. I think one thing I find really interesting about Chinese is that like outside of pinyin, there's not really like a specific like phonetic alphabet, right? Because like the Korean alphabet is like completely phonetic, and then Japanese is like a mix. But in Chinese, they don't really have that, so I feel like it's interesting because like sometimes, like, if you have somebody from outs who has like a non-Chinese name, when they put in Chinese, I feel like they have to like pick a bunch of characters to like phonetically write it out, even if like the meaning of the characters doesn't match, which I think is really interesting. I guess the R and L is a big one. Outside of that, I don't know. I think Korean also has like G and K. Or B and P, I think, is another one. B and P is another one that like they don't differentiate between. Or at least not as much. But yeah. I don't know. To be fair, I also don't speak that much Korean. Like, I can read Hangul, but I can't actually understand what any of it says. It's like, yeah, I guess I could read a menu. I could read a menu at a Korean restaurant if it was all written in Korean, but like, would I be able to order aside from just like pointing to it and being like this. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've been learning on and off. Again, I was like, because I was more into K-pop in high school. But then as because I think when I was into K-pop, it was like 2012 to 2016-ish, right? So it was like kind of the post-Gangnam Style era. And I felt like that was a fun era because it was like a time when like companies are just like throwing everything at the wall in the hopes of making like another, basically like trying to make the next Gangnam Style, right? So I feel like that resulted in like a bunch of really interesting stuff. But then, I don't know. I feel like after BTS became more popular, and like, I don't know, BTS are fine. I don't have anything against them like personally. They're just like not really my thing. But I think because they became popular, that became like the new model that everybody was trying to emulate, and I just don't find it as interesting. Every so often I'll find another K-pop song that I really like, but like, it's like once in a while. I know just enough Mandarin to make someone's parents impressed, not only because they're giving me a pass to begin with. Have you not been listening to Blink? What is Blink? Is it another K-pop group? I've also been out of it long enough that I feel like every time like somebody brings up a group, I'm like, I know that's a group, could I name a single member of it? No. Oh, Blackpink. Oh, right, Blackpink in your area. No, I think I fell off I kind of started falling off of it around the time I think Blackpink debuted. I think I was into what was my time? I was into SHINee. I was into Girls' Generation. I was into 21. I was into Big Bang. I was into I was into Newest before they like blew up all over again. Because I remember like weren't they on there was the original group, and then like after a while they kind of like slowed down activity, and then like after that they went on this one show that was like, oh yeah, like second chance to groups that didn't do that great the first time, and then they got super popular. But like I was there before. I was there from the beginning. Try Illit? I'm trying to think like what are the new songs? Like I'm trying to think like what's the most recent. Oh, I liked Act Dog Musician, which again they're still making stuff, so like I don't have to worry about that. And I think they just left YG, right? But yeah, no, I think Blackpink was just entering my area as I was leaving. This is just me bullying Eggy today. I don't know, I think did you go through like some like Mahjong training arc between like last week and this week? I still talk to my old K-pop chat and I have no idea what's cool now. Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of what's changed, because I feel like a lot of things have changed. I mean, definitely things are more accessible now. Because, like, I remember, I think when I was listening to K-pop, like, adding English subs to music videos, I feel like now it's considered kind of expected. But, like, at the time, it was, like, that was a huge thing. Like, I think it was JYP who first started doing that. For, like, I guess, for their groups. And I remember at the time, everyone's like, whoa. They realized that somebody outside of Korea listens to K-pop. Like, I remember also, too, like, even having K-pop groups, like, come to North America was, like, a huge deal. Like, I wasn't around to see Big Bang. Like, I think Big Bang went to, like, they did some North American concerts, and I remember that was, like, a huge deal at the time. But also, that was, like, I was not old enough to have the money to go to them. But, like, I know they happened. Really? Punk Asian, can you get back under that waterfall? Go back to training? Gotta steal some thunder here. Yeah, Wonder Girls under JYP had full English songs. Yeah! I remember that at the time. Yeah. I feel like Wonder Girls, I feel like they were just like... There was... I remember there was that era of like a lot of K-pop groups trying to break into the US, but like I feel like either they were just a little too early, I think. Because I know like Girls' Generation, they tried out with Girls' Generation too. And I think they were just like a little too early. I think the US just like wasn't quite ready for it. But if they would have like waited like 3 or 4 more years, I think it would have worked. Don't worry, I'll get 13 orphans. Thanks. Don't hurt me. Ah, yes, first time playing. Get him! Get him! But yeah, like, Because, like, I don't know. I feel like I remember at the time they were trying to, like, work with, like, big name music producers in the US. But Ichigo Up was full English too. Yeah, I think they were trying to do... You know what I think they were trying to do? Because you know how... Who was it? Utada Hikaru. Where they tried to get her to the US by, like, you know, having her collaborate with, like, a bunch of, like, well-known English producers. And I feel like they were trying to do that. But, like, I feel like it wasn't quite working. Because I think the thing that made people get into K-pop eventually was that it doesn't sound like American music. Or at least, like, not as, like, it sounds a little different than American pop music, right? And I think that's what eventually drew people to K-pop. So I feel like, I remember thinking at the time, like, I would hear, like, these songs that they would make. Yeah, like, The Boys was from an English producer. But, like, I feel like at the time I was, like, listening and I would think, I'm like, I don't know, it's not what I came for. But, I don't know, I guess the world was just not quite ready yet. They had to, like, leave that in the oven for a few more years. Also, I don't know, I just also think that, like, the world was also not ready for any pop group that had more than, like, 6 members. Because I remember, like, a lot of the reactions to Girls' Generation at the time, I remember from, like, English speakers was just like, why is there so many of them? Like, why is there so many of them? I think the world was not ready for, like, more than 6 people on the stage at any given time. Because, like, even, like, among American pop groups, I feel like it was usually pretty uncommon for them to have, like, 9, or honestly, probably more than 6 members, I think. I think K-pop is popular because it's very, very produced. Well, yeah, but that's the point. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just not what everyone's looking for. Yeah. I was reading a bit of Richie book by Nachiba a few days for fun, but I don't think I absorbed the techniques that fast. No, you just opened it up and you're like, plus 10 points to, plus 10 Mahjong skills. Hello, Zully, are you in the room with us right now? I think I had something connected to Discord. Okay, Zully's not here right now, I don't think. I just got like a thing that popped up in the corner of my screen that was like, Zully started playing Mahjong Soul, and I'm like, Zully, are you in here right now? I think it was like a Discord overlay or something. Yeah, 9 is a lot by current standards even. K-pop went back to 4 to 5 members. Yeah, well, like, I feel like... Well, I don't know. I also feel like at the time, this was also around the time I think where like AKB48 was also kind of like a new thing in Japan, but also like, I think overseas, it was always the novelty of like, oh my god, that's so many members, how do people keep track of them all? And the answer is like, you don't have to, you just like pick your favorites and you keep track of them, right? So I feel like, I don't know, Asian girl group with a lot of members was also just, I feel like it was almost a stereotype, but then again, the boys were doing it too, because like Super Junior had like 13 guys, right? I feel like Super Junior kind of capped out where K-pop was really willing to like, well no, because then there was 17, but was 17 an actual group? I can't remember. Was 17 an actual group, or was it just a bunch of trainees that they were planning to debut into smaller groups? Because I seem to remember 17 was like 17 guys. I also think that maybe it's also like a major misstep on your part to like name your group after the number of members in it. Because if somebody like leaves, or if you add more members, then you've just kind of screwed yourself over. But yeah. Glasses on? Glasses on. Hello, Zully. You are in the room with us right now. Your arrival was foretold by the Discord overlay. Yeah, that did happen. I don't think they lasted long. Yeah, like I don't remember, because I remember hearing there was like a lot of fanfare when the like members were first revealed, but then I feel like they were in like pre-debut like limbo for ages, because I'm like, I seem to remember them existing, but I don't remember like any songs from them or like any music or like, I'm like, did they actually debut? Or maybe they did debut, but it was like kind of after I stopped paying attention. But yeah, don't name your group after don't name your group after the number of members in it unless you're willing to replace them. AKB48 is fine because they're constantly bringing in new people. Don't name your group like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, there was definitely K-pop groups with numbers in them. Like 17 was one of them. I think there was one called like $5 or something. Yeah. Don't name your group like that. New group, solo one, yeah. 69420. Or what was another group? There was one called B1A4, which was apparently like, it was named after the blood types of the members. I guess it was one member with blood type B and like 4 members with blood type A. I feel like they stayed together. Like I feel like there was all 5 of them until they disbanded, I think. Because then, I don't know. Imagine trying to recast that. Like, imagine trying to be like, hey, we're looking for, like... we need somebody with, like, the same blood type as the previous guy so that, like, we can keep our name. Yeah, $5 had some bangers. There's a mashup of them with DMX that goes hard. They had, like, 3 songs. Well, I think $5, weren't they, like, a subunit, technically? They were a subunit that just kind of became its own group. I seem to remember, because like, what was it called? Co-ed school, I think? There was like a group that was like, it was like 5 guys, 5 girls, and they had like 1 song. And then after that, I think they got split into, $5, and I don't remember what the guys' one was. And then I think they just never did anything as co-ed school ever again. They just kept them separate for like the rest of their careers. Because, like, I don't know, I feel like there was, like, there hasn't been that many, like, super successful co-ed groups, I feel. Because, like, I know there was, I guess it was co-ed school. Wasn't there another one, I feel like, around, like, 2017 or 2018? What was it? Was it Card or something? I remember hearing about them, but, like, it was a little after my time. I guess it was Sunny Hill. But, like, they were kind of niche. I liked Sunny Hill when I was in high school. But also, like, I don't know if they really qualify as a co-ed group, because, like, the guy was not, like, he'd appear. I think he eventually left, or he, like, stepped back and started taking, like, more of a producer role. Because, like, he was not, like, heavily featured as much as the girls were. I think co-ed's boy side was called Speed. Speed! Okay, that's what it was. I knew it was something that had, like, nothing to do with the original group's name. I just couldn't remember what it was. Sunny Hill's guy was the producer. Yeah, that's what I figured. Like, he wasn't, like, he was there, but, like, he wasn't taking, like, a super active, like, I think in the songs he would have, like, 1 line kind of thing, you know? But, like, other than that, I can't really think of any, like, co-ed groups that were, like, co-ed, like, permanently co-ed. As opposed to, like, you know, like, just like a subunit or like a one-time thing. Sunny Hill was on the older side for a girl group too. Yeah, well, I think Sunny Hill, they were kind of going for like the same thing as like Brown Eyed Girls around the time, right? Because Brown Eyed Girls were already they were on the older side too. I think they were kind of, I feel like, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, they were actually under the same label, I think. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that there's like a second person on Earth that remembers Sunny Hill, because like, I feel like I was like, I talk about old K-pop with other people and they're like, oh yeah, Shiny, oh yeah, Girls' Generation, 21, like, and then I'm like, I feel like that was like the one group that I'm like, yeah, I listened to them a lot, and like, apparently nobody else did. All right, Hong Kong has won, and we have never recovered. I feel like Punk Asian this round was just like, my tile, you had my tile, give me my tile. But at least I got third and not fourth. There we go. Thank you for playing. My cabbages! My tiles! Yeah, Card was male and female too. Yeah, I mentioned Card like a second ago. Again, they were a little like after my time, I think. I know way too much about 2010 to 2014 K-pop. Same, I think for me it's more like 2012 to 2016, so I think our like timelines are overlapping but not exactly the same. Like, I don't know, I was there for early Red Velvet, but not later Red Velvet. I think I was also there for early Twice, but like not later Twice. Yeah, a bid on a Mahjong set of questionable quality on eBay and won. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be good quality, right? I mean, I guess it's nice if it's good quality, but like, I feel like that's like having like a good quality deck of cards, right? Like, I feel like the game plays, the rules of the game are the same regardless of how good the cards are. NiceEggy, so 1 or 3 times? What do you mean? For playing? Or... I'm not sure I understand the question. You were early or late for Twice? I guess I was like 1, because I was there for early Twice. I was there for early Twice, like, because they debuted in like 2017, I think, 2016? Or no, was it 2015? I was there for like the first few songs. I was there for Sha Sha Sha. I think like the later songs, I think anything after like 2018, I don't know. aespa is really enjoyable. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the groups that I see people talking about a lot. aespa is one, Luna is one, Dreamcatcher ? What was the group where there was one group where like they like had some dispute with their label, so then like all or most of the members left and then made a new group with like a really similar name. Dreamcatcher is J-pop, is it? I thought they were K-pop. Or do they just have like, do they just have like a lot of Japanese members? Cat's Eye, Blackpink. Isn't Cat's Eye the one that's like American, sort of? It's K-pop, it just sounds like J-pop. Oh, okay. I think that's like another really big difference I've noticed between like the previous generation of K-pop and the current one is working with Japan. Because like when I was like, you know, early mid 2010s, it was very common for groups to go promote in Japan. And there was definitely groups that were popular in Japan. But like to have groups that were like, have a lot of Japanese members, or like that were like directly done in collaboration with Japan to specifically target the Japanese market, I feel like that was not really a thing yet. Which I think is an interesting generational difference. But yeah. I'm fine backfilling, especially since as an expert at the table, I've won too much and need to be taken down a notch. It's okay, as long as the games continue, I am satisfied. As long as the games continue, and as long as like, you know, because like if it's a busier day, like then if there's a lot of people who want to play, then I just want everyone to be able to get a turn. But like, you know, I'd rather that somebody plays again than, you know, wait 9,000 years for somebody else to show up. Hi, Eggy Poo. Who is... what? No. Stop. Go to jail. For 9,000 years. It looks like you're wearing a planter as a hat. I mean, that's just because I'm not wearing a... like, I'm usually wearing a hat. Yeah, I got wrong for 16k and have to claw my way back every game. Yeah, see, I'm an adept. I pretty much stopped playing ranked just because I never have a good time when I do. Yeah. I forgot my coat is so fluffy I can't see my mirrors when I drive unless I push it down. You know what? I'm probably gonna have to pull up my winter coat today. I'm not happy about it, but I'm probably gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy about this. Not happy about this turn of events, but I'm gonna have to. I pulled out the other day. I don't know, I guess for me I was like, you know, I refuse to pull out the winter coat before December because I get tired of wearing it. Alright, are we back? Are we back? Are we back on... I know we're probably back on Twitch. Are we back on YouTube? Give me a second. I'm just starting everything back up again. I have to start the music back up. I have to start VTube Studio back up. The blue screen said memory management, so I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Like, I don't know if that's like, you know, normal or if that's like your computer's about to explode. Memory management. Yeah, that's what the blue screen said. Memory management. Okay. Are we back? I think we're back on YouTube. Are we back on YouTube? Yeah, we're back on YouTube. Okay. We're back. Did you snap a picture at all? No, it was too quick. I just remember it said memory management. That's what it said. Memory underscore management. I think the music is back. There we go. Music is back. Okay. We're good. We're good. Just wait for my face to come back. And then we'll be able to bring back the Mahjong as well. There we go. You know what? If I ever do a subathon, I think it just needs to be like... you know... funding a super powerful EGGY PC. I feel like that would need to be the subathon. My cat's caught strays because of that. Because of what? Memory diagnostic tool, which can help you check for possible memory problems. Hopefully your RAM is fine, because worst time to buy RAM. Oh god, is it? I mean... technically... I think technically... I still have... you remember how I bought a bunch of RAM sticks a while back? I think it was a set of 4, but I only needed to add 2. So I might be able to just, like, swap in the spare 2. One of the spare 2, if one of them is okay. So I think I might actually be okay. Yeah, it froze up and I saw them as a pair running and they only ever ate together when they're up to no good, so I thought they messed up the internet. You think they chewed on wires? Wires. Yummy wires. Yummy wires. Okay. YouTube back. Thank you, Pembu, for delivering the news that my computer crashed. But yeah, no, I feel like if it's for me, I think I'm gonna need, like, I don't know. If I ever do like a subathon or a donathon or anything, it's going to be 100% just for, like, just buying whole new computer. Beefing up beefiest EGGY PC ever. You can need to stress test your computer. I have not seen this website before. What is it? Because, like, my computer, for the record, has never been good. It has never been good for as long as I have been using it. It was a computer I got in 2021. It's a custom build in 2021, which is just an objectively terrible time to be doing a custom build. I didn't even have a, I didn't even have, like, a graphics card until 2023. I was just using integrated graphics. So yeah, no, it's never been, like, good, is the thing. Alright, go away. Let's get back to jogging. Alright, east only. Let's see what our new number is. 52585. 52585. 52585. 52585. And I'll put that on YouTube as well. Room code 52585. There we go. Alright, everybody come back. Everybody hope that my computer doesn't crash again. I know how much you care about solving it. I probably can provide some guidance at some point. Yeah, it's more just like every time I try to like every time I think I've identified what the problem is and I buy a thing to replace it, something else breaks. So like I used to think that like I used to have an issue with my computer crashing if I left it idle for too long. And by idle, I mean like even while I was using it. So like if I was doing something that wasn't like graphically complicated enough, like it would never crash while I was streaming, it would never crash while I was playing video games, but it would crash if I was like watching YouTube or something. Or even like recording music, it would sometimes crash too, because I guess like Reaper was not graphically intensive enough for it. So that was a problem for a while. And now I have like new problems. I'm seeing new errors. Cause yeah, I'm like, oh, it's the GPU. I got a new GPU. It's still like it's different crashes. I'm like, okay, maybe I need more RAM. I get more RAM, different crashes. So I think at this point I just need to start over. I don't know. Every new thing I do breaks something else. So I think I just need to start over. Yeah, that could be the integrated GPU, but I'm not using the integrated GPU anymore though. Technology. Why are people afraid of technology? Technology. Wah! Yeah, you could be using it without realizing. I don't know. I know every time I start up my computer, I know I must be using the correct thing because my integrated graphics is AMD and the graphics card that I have is NVIDIA. So I know when I go to update the graphics card and the graphics drivers and stuff, that's all done through NVIDIA. So I know it must be using NVIDIA. And also because things run so poorly on integrated graphics, I feel like not only I, but I think you guys would also notice if I was running on integrated graphics. Like I'd start up the stream and everybody would be like, wow, Eggy, your stream looks like garbage today. Like, this is a desktop. This is a desktop with 2 monitors. But yeah, I don't know. In the current market circumstances, how much do you think would it cost to get like a beefy enough pre-built that I never have to worry about things anymore? How much do you think that would cost in this current market? Because like I feel like my estimate would be 3,000 is my estimate. Am I too high or too low? A bit because RAM prices really ramped up. Okay. Because I was thinking like, I was like, okay. Because there's so many things at this point where it's like, I don't do this, not because I don't want to, but because my computer can't handle it or can't do it in a way that like looks good, right? Like I stopped using Waterdo mostly not because I don't want to, but because, like, I remember everyone telling me to turn off my anti-aliasing so that things look smoother, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. I can't do that because then the program will not, like, I'll be like, you know, 3 frames per second eggy, you know? I would expect around 2K-ish. USD or Canadian, though? How high do you want the real beef GPU or something more normal? Again, I want a GPU. I want a computer that can play all the games that all the other VTubers are playing while still being able to run VTube Studio and OBS. Like, that's what I want. That's what I want. What are the other VTubers playing? Well, like, okay. Like, for instance, I don't think I could play... Like, I have only streamed Minecraft a couple times, but whenever I've streamed it, I can't use, like, any shaders or anything, because I know that that's... Like, playing Minecraft brings my CPU up to, like, 100%. There's been games before that I wanted to stream because I got, like... There was one earlier this year that I was really looking forward to doing, but then I couldn't do it because, like, they gave me, like, the code for free, and I told them, like, I might not be able to do this depending on what, like, the specs of the game are. And then I couldn't do it because the specs of the game were... And it wasn't even, like, a complicated-looking game. The specs of the game are, like, way too high. Yeah, if it's AAA, then need to be picky. Like, I'm not asking, like, I don't feel like I need to be able to, like, stream, like, I don't know, any of the, like, FPSs. Like, I'm not trying to stream, like... What is it people are playing nowadays? Marvel Rivals or something? Like, I'm not... I don't need that. I just need to, like, you know... I want to be able to feel comfortable. Like, I want to be able to participate in collabs without, you know, looking up specs for every game to figure out if I can actually run it or not, you know? Because, like, my computer can run most things, but only on their own, right? Like, my computer can't really run, like... Like, it can run it, but not at the same time as other things, right? Like, there's games my computer can run, but, like, that's assuming that I don't have VTube Studio up, I don't have the EGGY up, I don't have OBS up, I don't have, like, any of the other programs I would use while streaming up. And, like... Even then, that's only, like, solo. Like, if I have to bring a second person into this with, like if I'm doing a multiplayer game, then that gets even worse. You know? And also a computer that's reliable and is not going to crash. Because, like, I don't know. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, there's so many things I could do in VTubing that I don't do because I don't have the hardware for it. And there's a part of me that's like, maybe you don't actually care about VTubing, because if you actually cared about VTubing, you would be willing to, like, drop $1 billion bajillion on a good computer so you could better do VTubing. But then I'm like, I don't know. Is that true? I'm not sure. Eggy drink water? Yeah. How about you reach income comfort first and then you will probably spend? Yeah, I guess. But it's like, even when I had a job, I would, like, even when I was, like, you know, regularly making money, I was still looking at things and being like, I don't need it. Because, I don't know. I feel like, I'm falling back into the habit of spending money on nonsense at the mall, which it has its positives and downsides, I think. I think I talked about this last stream. Because it's like, I know impulse buying is not good, but also I'm like, you know what? It's been a while since I've, like, felt like I'm like, yeah, I want stuff. I want to have stuff. Like, I feel like there was a period of time where I'm just like, ugh, it's a waste of money. Nothing is worth having. And now I'm like, wow, some things are worth having and make me happy. I should get them. Yeah, I think you can upgrade to the best thing you can get for the AM4 socket for a reasonable price and be fine. Then you can buy a GPU later. I mean, the GPU I got in 2023. The GPU is actually the thing I'm least concerned about right now. I think it's the CPU is the concern. But also, I don't know, part of me is like, what if it's the motherboard? What if the motherboard is a problem? Like, what if the motherboard is like the real issue? And I'm just like swapping a bunch of perfectly fine parts into like a faulty motherboard, and that's why everything's going wrong. But also, like, RAM was easy enough. RAM was doable. I don't trust myself with swapping out the other parts myself. Like, even for the GPU, I had somebody come over and help me out. I don't trust myself to be able to assemble a PC myself. There's just too much at stake. Just do a parts refresh with AM4 for cheap and use the same GPU. Yeah, I guess... Are processors expensive right now? Or is it just RAM? It's always something. A few years ago, it's like, oops, everything is GPUs. GPUs are now $1 billion. And then now it's like, okay, GPUs are normal again. Anyway, now RAM sticks are $1 billion. It's always something. It's always something. Me when I insert RAM and I feel like I'm gonna break it by how much force it needs. Yeah! It was a little bit scary, but at least like RAM doesn't need like thermal paste, you know? I think my fear with like that changing out the processor is the fact that like, the processor actually is attached with thermal paste. Or maybe not attached, but like, I'm just like, I don't know, what if it's stuck there? Because I've had the same processor for like 4 going on 5 years now, so I'm like, what if it's just stuck there forever? What if I try to get it out and I damage everything else in the process? Oh, thank God. Okay. Have you considered worrying less? That's it. That sounds like a good option. I'll consider it. I kind of really hope I win. I feel like I deserve to win this one. Man! I had 6 Dora! I had 6 Dora! 6 Dora! Like, this doesn't affect me right now, but I had 6 Dora. I'll have you know I had 6 Dora. Okay? 6. She doesn't know about my 5 Dora. She knows how I feel about my 5 Dora. Well, you see, I was even better, because I had 6 Dora. Six Dora. Oh, is computer talk too distracting? Computer. I don't know. Computer is my best friend and my greatest enemy. All of this is possible thanks to computer. And yet, computer is constantly failing me. Computer giveth, and computer taketh away. I don't know, I think the answer is just that, like, back in 2021, I should have just bought a pre-built. That's the answer. I should have just bought a pre-built. And then I would not be having any of these problems. I don't know why I insisted on doing a custom. I think I thought it would be cheaper for some reason, but I don't think it was that much cheaper. Like I remember saying, I remember once I told somebody, I'm like, I did it because would have been cheaper, and someone's like, no, and then they showed me like a bunch of like pre-built PCs with like honestly actually better specs than the one I have that were like also, because I was also like I wanted it to be pink. I wanted it to be like pink gamer girl, and I guess I thought that there weren't any pink pre-builts, or at least not ones I could find within my price range. But no, it turns out there were. I just wasn't looking hard enough. You got pink text. Well, I mean, to be fair, the pink shell that I bought was like pretty much the same price as like any of the other colors, but I don't know. I insist that my technology is pink, except my monitors, because I could not find pink monitors. Or I could find them, but they were like too big for what I had space for, so. If I could get pink monitors, I would. I used to have a pink microphone too, but it wasn't like as good of one. So it turns out if you want a better quality microphone, they don't make those in pink. I think they should, though. I think we should bother audio companies. I think we should bother Audio-Technica until they make like an AT2020 in pink. I mean, because, like, I don't know, with the mic arm, I guess there's nothing technically stopping you from, like, spray painting it pink. But, like, for the mic itself, I'm like, I don't think that's wise to do. Yeah, you can always spray things. Yeah, but not like, the mic itself. I feel like that'd be kind of risky. I'd be worried about, like, damaging the inside. The arm, definitely. The arm, definitely. Okay. Why not? Yeah, you can detach the pop filter on top. I mean, yeah, I guess. That's true. These things do come apart. I don't know if I have a good space for, like, spray painting anything, though. I've never actually spray painted anything before. Like, I've just never had to use spray paint. Like, I know some people who use it for, like, cosplay. To me, I think I never bothered because, like, when you go to, like, the arts and crafts store, if you want to buy spray paint, you have to, like, ask the employee to, like, unlock the cupboard for you. I guess as, like, a way of, like, preventing people from, like, doing graffiti. It's like spray paint bottles or like cans were like a protected item that you would have to like you'd have to like ask for. Which, to be fair, there's a lot more stuff like that now, but Eggy hand. It's fine. It doesn't matter anymore. This appears to be a battle between exactly two people. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take him back with interest. Sorry, I have to go to the points bank. Get a points loan. Make sure to pay your points loans back, or it's gonna look very bad for your points credit score. If you could have it on the spot without paying, what would you wish for? If someone just gave it to me. Like, technology-wise? I feel like it would be Beef PC and some kind of like 3D VR tracking stuff, I think. Because, like, it's like I want to do more with 3D. I want to do more 3D stuff, but I don't have I barely have a computer that can handle, like, running the 3D model, you know? Yeah, next step would be looking it up. Yes, I mean, I know, again, I've been talking to Maple Winters, because Maple has been, like, really, she's been doing the research. She's been looking into things. I think she ordered some, like, trackers, and but although she wasn't sure if they would come in on time for what she wants to do with them. Because, yeah, did you get your model bespoke, or was it pre-made? This is bespoke. I have a Vroid model as well, although that one needs some major adjustments. Because currently I don't, I guess both my models need major adjustments. Should I have a subathon to give my live 2D model feet? Should I have a subathon to get feet? Because, like, this model is actually, like, it is, like, waist up. Because I figured when I've debuted, I'm like, you know what? When you stream, like, most of VTuber streams are just from, like, the waist up or the bust up, right? So it doesn't really matter if you don't have legs, because, like, on a live 2D model, you see the legs so infrequently that, like, it honestly doesn't matter, right? So, yeah, all these years later, I have 3 outfits now. I have 3 outfits. Oh, I need to put this one back on. I have 3 outfits. I have this one, I have the default, and then I have this one. All these years later, I still don't have feet. I don't have feet for any of them. I have a Vroid model. The Vroid model does in fact have feet, but I can't really use it for very much outside of the same stuff I use a live 2D model for, partly because of technology and partly because I need to get the outfit altered so that, like, the skirt doesn't move in such a janky fashion. Like, either I need to get the physics redone on it or I need it to be, like, shortened. Probably the latter. I'll probably get a shorter skirt, maybe. Like, just move it up to, like, knee length-ish instead of, like, the 3/4 length. That's probably what I'll do. Eggy paying for feet, not something I hear. I'm paying for my own feet at this point. I'm not paying for other people's feet. But I miss long skirt. I mean, I will keep long skirt on the live 2D, but, like, for the 3D, I think, because it's a mix of things. Because long skirt, you'll notice that a lot of VTubers don't have long skirts, especially for 3D models. Like, even the ones that have had long skirts have often gotten alternate outfits that don't have the long skirt, right? Because the thing with long clothes on 3D models is that they're kind of the worst thing ever. Because, like, basically you have to figure out the physics of it, right? And it's really hard to get 3D skirts to, like, move in a way that isn't either, like, weird shapes or clipping into everything. How long was bat dress again? Like knee length, I think? Knee length-ish? But I feel like if you're referring to, like, the bat frilly puffy dress, I feel like that's kind of a league of its own. I think it's a little different. Because I feel like what impressed me so much about that one, like, what impressed me so much about Moriko's dress was that, like, I feel like when a lot of people make 3D models of, like, frilly puffy skirt, is they will, because in real life, right, when you have a puffy skirt, there are 2 different routes you can take for it, right? So either you're going to be doing am I really in Foodie 10? Well, we'll figure it out eventually. Surely I must be able to get out of it, right? This is a bad choice. I'm making bad decisions. So, in real life, if you want a puffy dress, there are 2 ways to go about it, right? So you can either do a hoop skirt, or you can do a... Boom! It's like gif of the cat exploding. It goes boom, and it goes flying backwards. Hold on, I'll send it in Discord. Boom! Where is it? Cat explosion. This one. I love this gif because when the cat goes flying backwards, it's like in a way that doesn't make sense. It's like he did like a full like 180 somewhere in the air, but in like multiple directions. Boom. Boom. I think we're back over here. Okay, are we back on YouTube? Boom. Okay, at this point, I'm like, should I bother starting up another Zhong game? Because I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna start it, and then I'm gonna be talking about frilly dresses, and then I'm gonna crash again. It's gonna crash again. It's weird that it's doing this today because I don't think it did it last time. I wonder if maybe having two monitors, PC Zatsu. Yeah, I wonder if having two monitors is what's causing this to happen. Because when I stream stuff with the Elgato, like if I'm using my Switch, it goes into the, yeah, like when I stream stuff with the Elgato, I have the second monitor unplugged because I'm using it for, the Switch. So I'm not sure if maybe having both monitors plugged in is somehow breaking something. Yeah, not great. Talking about frilly dresses is causing the crash. I don't know what like frilly dress secrets is OBS trying to prevent me from divulging to the general public. She's gonna reveal frilly dress secrets. Watch me something like Phantom Power is crashing your stream if you unplug something, it gets fixed. Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I've had issues in the past few streams of like the webcam randomly disconnecting with VTube Studio, so I know that's been like an issue. Try OCCT. Yeah, I'll probably see like right after the stream. Just give me a second to like reappear physically. Give me a moment. The eggplant stands alone. He's standing alone. He is smiling and yet alone. There we go. Okay. We are returned to Eggy. The Eggy is returned. Hello, I am the Eggy. And I have returned. I'm here. Okay. This is my stream now. Hello chat, today I'm playing Mahjong. Unfortunately, the TTS also is not here right now. Because I think that would... I think I didn't turn it on, or if I did turn it on, then it went down when, the first time the computer went down. But yeah, give me my 30 points back. I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys think I should raid? It might be time to raid. I'm like, should I raid? Because I feel like if I'm gonna start up again, and then it's going to like... I'm gonna start up again, and then it's going to crash again, I think. I feel like that's kind of what's going to happen. I think it might be raid o'clock. That might be the better option. Before anything else happens. Third crash is a treat. No, what kind of crash is it anyway? Oh, it was a different one this time. I don't remember the error. I forgot. It was not the same as the previous one, though. It was a different error. It was like system something, which I think is just probably not a very helpful description. It was like system exception or something. It was a completely different one. Yeah, photo next time. It happened so fast though. They never stay on screen long enough to be usable. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna raid us into Bodega. Because I don't think anyone else. Well, I mean, other people are on, but I think we can raid into Bodega. We can raid into Bodega. She will understand. I'm sure she'll understand. Let's see. Raid. Bodegar rat. And what's our raid message gonna be? You know, we're gonna surprise her by saying we're gonna surprise her by saying a swear word. I think she will be very shocked by this. She will be very shocked by this. So our this is glorp shit. This is glorp shit. This is our raid message. That's our raid message. I left out the curse because I thought more of you. Clearly I'm wrong. I am capable of swearing. I just very rarely comes up. Very rarely comes up. So yes, I apologize. I will be back later this week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I guess Wednesday or Thursday probably. I think that will be the stream. It will be in the evening. I haven't decided what it will be yet. It'll either be more Katamari or it will be Ocarina of Time. I should probably do Ocarina of Time because I did Katamari last week. But yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for being nice and good. I'm sorry for interrupting the Zhong. I'm sorry for terrible garbage computer, but thank you for being here regardless. And look at my cool end card. Thank you, bye-bye, au revoir.